These two grown men had never seen The Simpsons. How the fuck's that even happen? They're two grown men on a mission now, so buckle up and just strap in.
X, rearrange the whole game with my rugged sound. X, won't even say my own name when I come around. X, stay on top but remain from the underground. X to the Z and we all in the family.
These two grown men had never seen The Simpsons. It's America's Barley Basket.
Welcome, everyone, to another episode of America's Barley Basket. I'm your host, Marlon Wells, alongside host Nathan Volsabach. Hello, Nathan.
Hello, Marlon.
How are you?
I'm right in the middle.
Yeah?
I am not freshly scrubbed, light as a daisy, ready to conquer, but I'm not like underwear feels laminated.
Not a dirty boy like last week.
I don't feel like I'm lightheaded.
Okay,
like
that's good.
I think I could stand up right now and not wobble. I mean, minimal wobbling as there always is at a certain age, but... yeah, I'm with you.
That's good.
I'm engaged.
I'm pretty freshened up.
Yeah.
I showered this morning. Got my freshest Mark Echo sweatpants
I was going to say,
on.
are those juicy sweats? I see some letters on. Say cream tart across the butt.
No, but it should.
Your little Lord Fauntleroy collection sweatpants.
Just bedazzled.
Everything's your sweat pantaloons.
That's got to be a thing, right? Well, those are capris, I suppose.
Yeah.
Like, except you want them a little higher. You want that cuff just below the knee.
Yeah, and you need a little bit of bagginess in the thigh of a pantaloon.
Yeah, you want them poofed a little bit. Yeah. I'm pretty into that. Let's get sweat pantaloons going.
There's a quote from like a French general who's like the French army would not be the French army without our red pantaloons. So nothing strikes fear in a man's heart than a approaching group of Frenchmen in red pantaloons.
Yeah, long, tight shorts, really.
Right now, there's someone that's like, that was a British general. You are wrong.
Pretty sure the French were blue.
Maybe it's blue pantaloons. That could
maybe
be.
That's it.
Yeah.
We strive for accuracy on
We
this
do,
show.
yeah. But
Yeah,
a lot of hard edits. On that note,
Whoa,
there's time for some comeuppance.
all right, you got a real vibe right now.
Really throwing your weight around, just Hollywooding it up when we were talking about Mike Tyson's Punch-Out.
Hang on, is this me? This is aimed at me because
It's aimed at you.
You have a very adversarial.
There was people. I got so many
stance?
messages.
Oh,
like,
did
what
ya?
He had a B in his. Who does he think he is? I heard that a lot. All caps. Who does he think he is?
For real?
Oh, yep. Multiple people. I think I had 15 messages.
What are people? What?
I might be exaggerating.
What
I
are
might have
people
gotten
coming at me
one
about
message
Mike
and it
Tyson's
wasn't
Punch-Out?
capitalized.
Okay.
You were so certain that you do not fight Don Flamenco twice.
Positive. You don't.
You do.
You don't.
He is level 11. I think we should give you time to Google it quick and look at the fight lineup from Mike Tyson's Punch-Out.
There ain't no way.
Yep, boy. You are about to see a man grovel for forgiveness.
I mean, if you want me to Google, you best fill air then, because we're not just putting empty air in here.
Hello, my honey. Hello, my baby. Hello, my ragtime gal. Now I'm going to do a little soft shoe, but you're going to have to imagine it. I'll make some like noise. Ooh, oh, boy. Here we go. Big kicks. Big kicks. Oh, boy. Here we go. Spin. There we go. Pirouette. Yes. Oh, boy, Marlon. Pick it up here. I do not have the wind for this, really. Oh, boy. She's a maniac. Running in place now. Oh, I can't handle this. He's typing away. Getting lightheaded. This is almost it. This is how the podcast ends, is me dancing in place.
You running out of breath.
Yeah. Hurry. It's right before Super Macho. No, it's right before, God, I think it's right before Mr. Sandman.
Oh, that search didn't get me what I needed.
Oh, God damn it. Oh, man, I'm going to pass out. So in post, we're going to have to put in like 10 minutes of like Three Stooges. It's going to be like an Atlanta Braves rain out in the 80s. They just put something that Ted Turner purchased for a song, like some old RKO movie.
I mean, the truth of the matter is you could stop any time and I could just edit this and put it all together.
I don't know. I think they have earned it. The listeners have earned. This is like a telethon. We have to keep it going live. This is just showing how piss poor my improv skills are. That like I struggle to fill 90 seconds of dead air.
Well, I'll be damned. You do fight him twice.
That's what we get. That's what we get. I was thinking there'd be like a tearful admission of guilt. Like I flew too close to the NES sun. I realized my hubris.
I mean, what do you want from me? You want me to commit fucking seppuku on the fucking podcast?
I mean, if you at least held a knife, that'd be cool. And I could talk you down.
That surprises me. I genuinely don't remember that.
Yep.
But okay.
I only know. I think I made a tearful admission. I never got past Ball Bowl the first time, and I just remember watching my friends who could play that game. Like I just remember Don Flamenco coming up, and I know even though he was late in the game, he was still almost like a breather. If that makes sense.
I was going to say, does he have a different gimmick?
He's
because
better defense and quicker.
Okay. Because the first time you just left, right until he goes down.
Yep.
Like
I think in the second time around, it's just harder to get to that point. But I think you still
start
do
the chain.
Yep. Like it makes it harder to get to it. He's a little bit quicker. The uppercuts come a little quicker, but I think he's still of that because it's late in the game. I think he's like the fourth to last guy. He's the 11th guy you fight, and like I just think he's like, oh fuck, like. He was way easier than Soda Popinski, like,
right.
Or maybe Ball Bull 2 is somewhere right around there. How about Ball Bull 2 the second time? Is he just a little quicker? Or?
I think if I'm remembering right, which apparently my memory can't be trusted, I guess.
Now everything's up in the air. Did I own a Nintendo?
I think he's faster and better defense. I think that's the way it is with a lot of those guys.
Yeah.
Like same moves but remixed. I know that's the way Piston Honda is for sure. The second time you face him, it's just like it's all the same tells. I just got to be a little more on my game.
Yeah. And that's a good way to word it as tells too.
All of Piston Honda's shit is all eyebrows.
Yeah.
Like
you're right.
And that's when you can get them.
What did you get from Tyson for tells? Were there even any?
Fucking nothing.
Yeah.
The tell is he starts punching.
Yeah. I remember when I was at my friend's house the first time he got to Mike Tyson. It was like punch, dead. It's like this game's broke.
Yeah.
I guess you just can't win Mike Tyson's punch out.
He like you can dig up people who have broken it down and really done some science and figured it out.
My friend finally figured out and beat him. Like could beat. Yeah.
For the most part. Like, he just throws uppercuts and jabs the way anyone else does, but he has no, like, wind up. There's no, like, telegraphing.
Yeah. Like, and am I wrong here? To beat him, did you just have to go to a decision? Or did you even lose all the decisions, too? Did you have to knock him out?
What is it? There's a, like, if, again, someone's done the science, it's like if you have gotten 3 knockdowns, you'll win the decision. But if it's less than that, you don't. There's those are all made up numbers, but there is something like that. Like, I know there's a strategy in the first round, get his health all the way down to next to nothing, but don't knock him down until the start of the second round, because otherwise he just gains all his health back right away. There's little tricks like that.
Interesting.
I've never beaten the fucking guy, like not even close.
Did you play it on original NES or like a port later in life?
Yeah, I played the shit out of it on the NES, and I still play it on the Switch. Like I'll fire.
It's a fun game.
I'll fire that up and throw down on the Switch for a while.
Ever mess with any other boxing games in your storied video gaming career?
Oh man, yes. There's another boxing game on the NES where it's like you are like a little Mac type, just a guy, but fighting like robots and aliens.
Oh, no shit.
That's a lot of fun.
Interesting.
There's a great like Legends of Boxing on the Sega Genesis that I played a shit ton of.
maybe like PS1, there was a Ready to Rumble game that seemed to have a little bit of popularity.
Rumble boxing, those are like kind of cartoony.
Yep.
I never got into those. I played all of the Fight Nights. EA put out Fight Nights 1 through 4, and then Fight Nights Champions. I loved those.
I'm just gonna say you're very well versed in boxing video games.
Those were fun because they put all the punching controls on the stick. So you want to throw a hook, you push the stick out and then swing it forward.
Okay.
Like it was a lot of like almost like fighting game, almost like fireball movements from Street Fighter. There's a lot of that.
How about then just a flick forward be a jab?
Yep.
I wonder how did you distinguish between a body blow and a head blow?
One of the triggers was a modifier.
Oh, interesting.
So it was like to the body was like hold the left trigger and hit like everything was modifier based then. And you just swung with that stick. Those games were rad.
The only other boxing game I think I ever played, had to be Googled to find out what the name is, but I think it was on the SNES. It was a George Foreman boxing game that a buddy of mine had, and we played the shit out of that. I don't think it was any good, but we played, fucking when you're a kid, you play what you got.
Yeah.
What your aunt got you for Christmas,
And as a kid, a game's got to be pretty bad for a kid to think it's bad. Like, it was just like, I have it, and it's a video game, so it must be good.
Thinking back, the ones that were bad stick out in my head.
Yeah.
Was Friday the 13th on NES. I was like, this game's broke.
Nearly impossible.
Yep. And then I remember my cousin Ryan getting fucking Metal Gear on NES. And we were just in the woods, and there's just nowhere to go.
Those games are impossible.
This game's broke. Game's broke.
like I've seen those games get played through like pretty recently, and it's like people following along with a FAQ going, how would you know this? And those games just don't strike me as very much fun. The Metal Gear games.
So what later in video game, when those games became popular, like probably PS2 era?
No, Metal Gear Solid on the PlayStation 1 was like a landmark video game.
What are they, first person games in that form, or by that time?
No, they're never first person. Metal Gear, like they're all kind of like third person, but the camera's a little above you, a little overheady.
More like a Tomb Raider or Resident Evil?
Like a Tomb Raider or Resident Evil. Well, the early Resident Evil games had no like camera control. Like Resident Evil 1 has none of that.
Oh, no shit.
But like, and then they eventually got to the point, like Metal Gear Solid 5 is just a straight up like behind the back third person game.
Yeah.
Even 4 was leaning that way, but they flirted somewhere between behind the back and overhead. It was like a 45-degree angle.
Yeah. Oh, interesting. Okay. Boy, this is
this video game history podcast that we're fucking 20 minutes into.
Who else plays video games?
Who's that?
Fuck, he doesn't. Homer doesn't. Bart plays video games.
Homer did on that one episode where he was trying to be better than Bart at that Punch-Out game.
Yeah, you're
Look
right.
At that, wrap it back around.
We did it.
Apparently you fight Don Flamenco twice.
Yep. Speaking of Don Flamenco.
Boy, how often do you get to say that?
Yeah. We are in season 18. I'm right in the beefy middle center of this Simpson sandwich.
Beefy middle, pretty good hip-hop name.
We're at episode 14, Yokel Chords.
I like it.
Episode starts with Bart spooking the kids in school with a tale of Dark Stanley, a school cook who cooked the children at Springfield Elementary in a past, I don't know, they specify how long ago it was. The animation was different during that. Do you think we're supposed to know who that animator is? Or
I don't know if it's meant to be something specific. It kind of just looks like a New Yorker cartoon.
Yeah.
Almost.
It's funny how it's different. So I almost wonder. I wonder if that was like an animator who like was someone that animation dorks know of.
Yeah, maybe that's somebody. I tried looking it up. I didn't try very hard, but I didn't find it.
And he spooks all the kids. And then we also have, we find that Cletus's army of slack-jawed children are homeschooled because after the kids get spooked, Skinner has Willie go pick up all the kids because they've scattered like lost sheep. And he's picking up kids that don't go to school. And that's where we get to meet Cletus's clan.
I have written right here, boy, howdy, we took a long time to get here.
Yeah.
Like this opening bit, like we're used to, the first 5 minutes are just throwaway shit to get us where we're going. But we go a long way.
Yeah. But I think like, the the story of the cook that scares the kids, that leads to the other story where Bart has to start seeing the psychologist.
Yeah,
so,
that's true.
But you are right. We really got to work to get to the Cletus's kids.
Yeah,
who I think are the belle of the ball in this episode. Yeah.
And we didn't know at the time that this Bart stuff would actually matter. I sat here expecting it not to. So I was like, boy, geez, we're a long way in.
Take a real roundabout way of getting there. Like the band Yes. A roundabout reference.
Yeah, it was.
We're going to do 20 minutes of prog rock deep takes.
I don't know shit about prog rock, so you could educate me. I don't know shit about Yes.
ELO, an ELO man.
Electric Light Orchestra. Yeah. That's as much as I know about ELO.
Oh, no shit. I thought they'd be your type of band. That's for another day.
I don't know. Yeah. Is it though? Let's get into ELO. I don't know why.
Really? I just feel like they're catchy enough.
They for sure have a song that I know.
They're
what
operatic
is it?
Enough. Oh, don't bring me down.
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah. And they probably got 10 more you'd recognize.
I'll tell you once more before I get... Yeah, okay.
Like, they're one of those bands that has more songs than you'd recognize. And they're kind of like operatic in a way that you enjoy.
They have a theatric to them. Yeah.
I think you wouldn't. Yeah. You should treat yourself.
All right.
I think that is, that's not even just a hunch. I think I would be shocked if you didn't get some enjoyment out of ELO.
All right. Well, maybe I'll give that a taste. That's my homework, I guess.
We need a marker board that takes up like 8 by 12 feet. It's just full of the homework.
Full of the you should check this
hours
out. And
of
then
content.
We never do. Big bold letters. You fight Don Flamenco twice.
Circled and underlined.
Yeah.
Pictures of Don Flamenco tacked to the wall. But what does it mean?
I didn't intend it, but boy howdy, your reaction of that's it. I'll be damned.
I was hoping he would fight it. These websites are wrong.
I pushed back a little bit, but as soon as I'm proven wrong, okay.
So we're introduced to Cletus's kids through the magic of the internet. I found out Cletus's full name. Have we ever gotten it before?
I think we get his last name in this episode, but
Cletus
I don't think
Spuckler.
Spuckler, yeah. I don't think I knew that.
So Lisa overhears the Chalmers and Skinner discussing the reason that they're not in school is because they would bring down the standardized test scores.
And they lose funding.
What is it? They've already lost state, county, and local funding. They just have federal. That's all that's keeping the lights on. Which is insane because 90% of your school is paid for with like local funding.
Right.
And Lisa overhears us and she writes for the school paper and she's going to kind of be a whistleblower. And it's like, what do we got to do to make Lisa not, and what they figure out is Lisa would, jump at the chance to be their tutor.
Which that's such a fucking bonkers thing that's what gets her is like, hey, like if you just look at the deal on paper, hey, you don't rat on us and we'll let you do all the work.
Let you teach them.
What the fuck?
For free. How's that sound?
Yeah. And she jumps at it because she's an idealist.
Yeah, she's goody. So she's dropped off at their house. And then, oh my God, we get like... when they're introducing the kids, some of the names of those kids.
W.
W. The one I got cracked up was the little one whose name was Birthday.
Yeah, that's fucking funny.
Birthday is such a... There's one that's crystal meth.
Yeah, one is incest.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, that was funny.
And so they're at the Cletus farm. And I can't remember how Cletus introduces her. I think it's a donkey birthed her or something like that.
Yeah, because she falls in the mud in the donkey pen.
Yeah. It's something like, I think he says, I'll be, okay, you guys have fun. I'll be on the porch drinking Thompson water seal. Such a good, hard, caustic chemical for someone to drink to get messed up on.
Oh, God, that metal can with the seal on it, just taking it to the dome. Yikes.
So during this whole time, Bart has been told, but because of he caused a riot at the school, he has to go back to therapy, and this isn't his first therapy rodeo, so he's very just not giving an inch to the therapist.
Yeah.
And one time he just looks at her like, why don't you go look for a boyfriend online while I take a nap?
Yep.
He just curls up on the couch like he's been there a million times.
Just rolls over on his side.
Yep.
That therapist, by the way, voiced by Meg Ryan.
No kidding.
Yeah.
That's an interesting pull for The Simpsons.
Yeah, kind of past her hottest point, though. You know? So I'm sure she was available.
Right? Yeah. And she kind of like wins him over, but like, I don't care, but I got some cool video games.
Yep.
And he's like, what, you got like learning video games? Like, nope. I can't remember what the game is, but it's kind of supposed to be a Grand Theft Auto.
Grand Theft Auto, yeah.
And he is all about that. And so we get now. Oh, then there's a great scene where, or I think this might come the next time we get at the therapist, where he's finally opening up about his problems, because she's kind of broken through the hard shell of Bart.
Yeah.
It's something about Homer, and we hear that's a lie, and Homer is in a dumpster at the Chinese restaurant, wasted in the middle of the day, and the Chinese restaurant owner slams the dumpster lid on his head. You go sleepy now. Jesus, I died.
When we see Homer like pull up there, like, yeah, I like this therapist office because they got the Chinese restaurant right next door. When they pull up and they show the Chinese restaurant owners, and the man in the door turns to, and his wife is just like, okay, put it on. This guy likes the act.
Yeah.
And he puts the hat on and starts doing the real stereotypical fucking Chinese voice and shit.
Yeah.
God, I died at that.
Like, dude, you had one too many scorpion bowls.
You go sleepy.
It's slamming that metal dumpster lid, the noise he makes. God, I laughed so much in this episode. This is a throwback episode for how much good gags there were in it.
Yeah, real good jokes in this one.
And they Lisa around this time was kind of realizing this is hard to convince these kids anything, you know. And like, you guys just need to get into the city. We need to, and like, look at this, one of the few musical numbers I enjoyed.
Yeah.
I fucking laughed a lot at the musical number. Like,
there's a bit where she's up there at the chalkboard, trying to teach these yokel kids, and she's like, she asks something about like, oh, what's your names? You know, she's doing roll call, I think. And at one point, the one pokes his hand in the air and goes, is every day gonna be this hard? And she's just like, fuck.
Just to remember your name. Yeah.
There's also right before they go into the city and that musical number starts, I forget why we talk to him for a second, but we pan over to Cletus, who's lynching a raccoon in the tree.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is
It's like,
happening?
oh, I think, it's like, well, we got to get your dad's permission first. Like, well, I don't care. You do what you need to do.
And as he's
and
stringing up
he's in a
raccoon.
good jovial mood. Yeah. Like,
what the fuck?
Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah. And during the musical number, that's when Krusty stumbles upon the little urchins, and he, of course, he's opportunistic.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, I got to get these kids on the show. And
literal dollar signs in his eyes.
Yeah, which are contact lenses. We find
finally
out.
I got to use these. There's a fucking great joke right here where one of the kids points up at Krusty. He's like, you're one of them funny fellers with the big head and the big red nose. And Krusty goes, yeah, a clown. And the kid goes, no, a Jew. And he starts to say Jew.
Yeah.
And Krusty cuts him off. Joker. Yep, that's what I am. I'm a big joker. Holy shit, that was funny.
Yeah. And when Cletus comes to sign the contract, and I'm going to pay you as much as one can be paid. Scale, which is minimum wage.
Yep.
And hold on a second. I don't sign any contract before I pretend to read it. And he looks at this contract with lots of script. He just goes, hamburger, 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 hamburger.
Yep.
He's like, okay, good enough for me.
As he's pointing to words that are definitely not hamburger.
I love that he is just completely illiterate.
Yeah.
God, how many people are out there
who can't read?
Can't read. We have done, a pretty good job of stamping out illiteracy in
we've done okay.
Yeah. God, that's
the problem is we're running a solid 85% that won't read.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Like, that's the real problem.
Could you imagine getting through life without knowing how to read?
I don't know how you do it.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure what happens is you learn the words that you see in signs. Like, okay, I know that means stop. I know that this means that, you know, like, you're functioning illiterate, I'm sure is a term. You know,
I'm
like,
sure. Yeah. I wonder, like, if you were to round up how many adults, how many 30-year-olds would you have to talk to before you found one who can't read?
Yeah. Or like, and I think if you get to like our grandpa's age, you're on a one-room schoolhouse with a lady that probably doesn't know all that much about teaching kids how to read.
Yeah.
And she's got a few other kids she's got to deal with. So hey, if you're not picking it up, we'll push you through as quick as we can. You quit school in the 8th grade to work on the farm.
Yeah.
A lot of guys there, you wouldn't want them fucking reading out loud to save your life.
Yeah. I bet we're not that far removed from that being relatively common.
Yeah, catching like picking up a book and like, fuck, I don't know what any of this says.
Oof.
That's wild.
That's what it's like learning a different language.
Yeah,
like,
right? Yeah, like
to open a book when you're learning and be like, oh boy.
Yeah, words. Do we start from the top, left, right? Just one of those weird languages. You read books backwards, like a Japanese comic book. Am I got to hold it upside down?
Yeah, I wonder how long that adjustment takes if you're from Japan or if you're, raised American and then go to Japan, like vice versa. How many times do you open the wrong side of the comic book?
Yeah. My aunt that joined the army, probably in the mid to late 80s, she did a bunch of testing and she tested out to be like a linguistics person. So they had her just crash courses in Eastern European languages. I don't know, she became really fluent in Czech.
Yeah.
And then the wall dropped. Like, oh, fuck. God, nothing symbolizes army waste more than having all these crash intensive courses and sending her all over the country to learn all this shit. Oh, everything you just learn's irrelevant. Now you need to learn, which is funny to think, they decided who the next enemy was going to be real quick. Because like in 1990, they had her start doing crash courses in Arabic, like dialects. So it's like, great. I wonder, just for funsies, who we're going to be fighting in 10 years. Like, because it's all lined up, like they
I wonder what they're teaching now.
Right? Yeah. Like,
if you had to learn, or not had to, but if you chose to and had the time and the money, would you even? Do you even give a shit to learn a new language?
I think just for the pragmatic, Spanish. A lot of people speak Spanish around here.
A very meat and potatoes.
Yep, exactly. I don't have
answer.
any like desire, like nothing romantic about it for me. Like I don't think it'd be cool. Like I don't find languages to be enjoyable. Like some people just think, oh man, French is a cool language, or like Spanish just so I could. Man, if you can speak Spanish good, there's always a customer service job waiting for you somewhere if you're bilingual.
You should start with learning to speak English well.
Yeah.
You can speak Spanish good. God.
I'm an everyman. I'm not out here trying to church it up.
No, you're dusty roads through and through.
A political future to think about.
You and I got a Dusty and Rick thing going between the two of us, I think.
Holy, I do not need to start talking like Dusty, because I don't think that you could pull that off in 2021. Like, is he trying to talk like he's black? Is that what he's doing?
Hard times, baby.
Yeah.
Got that lisp.
Didn't Dusty steal all of that from a black wrestler from like the 60s? He just kind of, I think that's what his called like Sweet Baby or something like that. Like he just took his act, because I think Dusty right away was like a hard ass Texas bad guy heel.
Okay.
Like he was because he's big, especially for back then. He's a big dude, but then eventually I think he realized, this ain't I don't want to be this guy forever. And then he kind of made the American Dream character.
Yeah. And made it work.
Yeah. Oh my God, did he ever?
I'm definitely the Rick of the two of us, for fucking sure.
The arrogance, right?
Yeah, the
always
pomp.
flicking your hair off your neck when you walk in.
Yeah. I always
screaming about your alligator shoes.
That's a $3,000 watch.
I like how the watch always changed value week to week.
I always got that robe on whenever you come in.
Yeah. setting up a small boombox to play Beethoven's whenever you walk in.
El Sprocked whatever, the 2001 music.
Yeah. So flashback to Bart now having breakthroughs with the psychiatrist and really enjoying it. But then he's informed that the school only paid for 5 sessions.
Yeah.
So it's over. And
time's up.
He's very sad. Which, I mean, I can understand. You're finally feeling like you're making progress and it gets shut off. So
Yeah.
that's too bad. And he's sad. And I think he kind of has feelings for her, like he goes by her house and stuff, just wishing, like, I just want some more time. And then we get him lying in bed talking to the mirror like it's a psychologist, and Marge sees it. Mm-hmm. Marge is very sad about that. So she goes to the psychiatrist. I've been saving this money for my husband's breast reduction surgery, but I want to give it to my little boy so he can have some more therapy time, which is a sweet thing for Marge to do.
Very sweet moment and a very funny joke.
Oh my God. Yeah. And now, so he's back. They're having, making breakthroughs. And then it's like, we see they're in the office. And then it's like, okay, well, what do we want to talk about next? We still have 20 minutes left. It's like, actually, I think I'm good. Mm-hmm. and then she's the shoes on the other foot. Like, she's, what? Well, we got more time. Like, well, I think we're good. Like,
will I see you again? Yeah.
Like,
now she's the one.
And his answer is, I'll probably,
things happen.
Yeah. It's like, I'm not stable. Like, so yeah, that was a nice switcheroo there. And we get so many scenes of Krusty exploiting these kids.
Yeah.
That song he has them sing on the stage, I got 8 teeth going on 17, like a tooth falls out. I got a curvy spine.
Yeah, and she's drawn like backwards. It's such a good animation on that curvy spine girl.
Yeah. And then
and they're all drinking moonshine.
Yeah, so that was, and it keeps getting worse, and then we get so many scenes of Cletus wasting their money with the solid gold coon dog.
Yeah, how do you get the coon dog out? Yep, that was fun.
Oh man, and then it ends because Lisa flies in. What's her name again? I don't know if we hear it in this episode. Brandine, who's stopping 9/11 in Iraq.
Yeah, I thought you was in Iraq stopping 9/11. Yeah. God damn it.
And she, surprisingly, has the kids' best interests in mind. Like, you can't, like, they got to be back in school and this and that and this and that. So, and she wins, and the kids are taken out of Krusty's clutches. And the kids are like, thank you for introducing us and saving us from the big city.
Yeah.
But it was a good the city ain't all it's cracked up to be,
Also, Lisa, maybe leave it alone.
Yeah,
maybe leave shit alone.
Yeah.
You don't always know what's best.
I mean, we should get those kids reading. That'd be good. I guess.
That'd be good. That'd be a good start.
Yeah. So yeah, and then that's pretty much how it ends. We get a nice ending of of Cletus and what's her name? Brandine kissing. It's like the honeymooners. That's what that's from. We get the honeymooners music.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I loved this episode.
I did too. And I love the ending joke that we get at the therapist's expense, where we see her at her therapist and she's like, oh, I just don't, like she's upset about losing Bart as a client. And the fucking therapist says, do you think you feel like this because your son was killed by Dark Stanley?
Yeah.
So Dark Stanley is real?
Yeah.
Like, Bart's story was not made up?
And I feel like the way that she was acting was weird, like moving and fidgeting on the couch. I was like, is this supposed to be from something else that I don't know what it's referencing?
I think it's kind of just sort of meant to be a Sopranos thing, because like Dr. Melfi always went to her therapist and talked about Tony without saying Tony's name.
Okay,
like she was always shook by Tony.
You're right. I forgot about.
I took that anyway. It reminded me of that.
That makes sense.
Also, I like that when Brandine shows up, it's to stop the kids from having to go on the no-collar comedy tour. And they introduce the comedians for that. And I don't remember a couple of them, but one is Reverend Racist. Or Reverend Racism.
Yeah.
Jesus.
The first one was like a Larry the Cable Guy.
Yeah, like it's called like Butt Crack Henry or something like that. Yeah. That was funny. I also like that they got fucking Sondheim in this episode to compose a song for the kids. I thought that was a good get from a voice actor standpoint, because it is him.
I as I've said before, I like voice acting when it's someone that you wouldn't expect to be on the show.
Yeah, like, oh, you? Really? Yeah.
But yeah, this episode was very good.
Yeah, I was pretty into that one. Episode number 15 is Rome Old and Julie, which is a real stretch.
Yeah.
Real stretch on the pun work.
Yeah.
We get Homer leading the family blindfolded into the basement, but they're blindfolded, so they fall down the stairs. Fun right away.
Yeah.
Homer excited to show them the rec room that he built. First off, shag carpet shouldn't go in a basement.
Yeah, that's asking for trouble.
Yep.
I never thought of that. That is really asking for trouble.
Yeah, it's all I could think of right away, because you can see that the shag carpet runs right up to the washing machine. I'm like, you're begging for it.
I've always wondered why carpet in a finished basement is such a thing. I mean, it's even a newer house that has wood floors on the main floors will have carpet in the basement.
Yeah, I don't know.
I just wonder, it seems like it's just such a bad mix.
I bet the floor really gets cold in a basement.
That's the only thing I could think of. Cold floors, it's nice to have carpeting.
Yep,
that's what it is.
That'd be my guess.
You nailed it, yeah.
But basement's also where the water goes. Yeah, so,
right?
I don't know.
I just think lots of rugs.
Sure. My dream house, not a shred of carpet. I hate carpet.
Oh, really?
I don't like it at all. My feet are never cold, so I don't really worry about that. And like, I want bare wood with rugs. I'm a rugs person.
Yeah. It don't bug me, but if I had my druthers, I would not have carpet.
Yeah.
It's just once you have wood floors, you realize how much easier it is to sweep than vacuum. It's a game changer, man.
Or like, it's 2021, vacuums can vacuum hard surfaces now.
Yeah.
Like, every vacuum has a bare floor setting on it.
I could sweep my whole house in like 6 minutes.
Yep.
It was sweet.
Rather than lug a fucking vacuum around. Yep. Yeah. I'm not a fan. Not a fan of the carpet.
Like, I grew up with carpet, so like that's what I know is carpet mostly, and I've lived in a lot of apartments, which almost all have carpet if you're around this area.
Yeah. I want to be able to risky business slide into any room at any given time.
That is the one thing with flooring is moving quickly can have disastrous consequences on hardwood.
You get your legs. You get your sea legs.
Yeah, or a wet spot. You're going to really cause a tragic accident.
Yeah.
Luckily, I don't move fast very often.
Yeah, not a real worry I have to put up with. So the kids are enjoying the rec room. Everybody is really. And Homer, kind of puffing his chest out about he figured out their money troubles.
Yeah.
He's declaring bankruptcy. Yeah. Because he thinks that means you just get off scot-free. Yep. I think he calls it the cool law, where it's like,
the judge,
it's fine. Yeah. Everybody be cool. Judge declares him that's not how it works. And so he is assigned a financial agent to help them trim some fat in their budget. He says something along the lines of, I'm looking at your paperwork here. You spend $1,000 a month on wishing wells. Yeah, to wish for more money. Homer is just upset. We get a little joke referring back to Marge's gambling addiction.
$500. That's like for a poke. And she's like, it's a tutorial website.
It's just advice. Yeah. Like Marge trying to keep a lid on her gambling problem. Homer grabs the budget out of his hand and is just like, oh, I know. I see one huge place we can cut out, and it's Abe. Yeah. Done paying for Abe's retirement home, I guess. So he pulls Abe out of the retirement home in order to save money. So now he's living with the Simpsons. Bart and Lisa are out in the yard playing, and they see Flanders has gotten some free cardboard boxes from, it's not UPS, it's ASS, like America's shipping systems or something. Service, probably. Yeah. But it's UPS, basically. Yeah. And I didn't know you could get free boxes from UPS, but I'll have to look into that next time I need boxes.
Apparently, yeah.
Bart, he's got some dastardly plan up his sleeve for this. We check back in with him later. The Simpsons duck out, Homer and Marge, and they leave Selma and Grandpa to watch the kids. And that fucking scene of them, like, suck slurping their lemon candies it goes on
I
too
like
long.
seeing Maggie playing with the adopted baby.
Oh, yeah.
Yep,
that was fun.
The baby's gonna be a thing.
Yep.
Yeah. Also, I like when they're in the rec room when Grandpa just barges in. They're playing ping pong. He just throws a mattress on the ping pong
table.
Like,
yeah.
no, you can't. It's just a rec room, Grandpa. Too late. I've already hung up my posters. He has a Lillian Gish poster.
Yeah.
Lillian Gish was like a pre-World War I movie star. Like, how fucking old is Grandpa?
Yeah.
Like 2007. And also the fact that they have is it Foul Play Chevy Chase pinball machine? What a random ass movie to have a fucking pinball machine.
That's an extremely good joke if you're going to write a joke of like what would be the funniest movie to have a pinball
Just
machine.
a fucking forgettable Chevy Chase comedy.
Yeah. And as a pinball fanatic, I was like, that doesn't look like a very good machine. Like that looks like one of those late 70s like the Kiss pinball machine where it's like, as a table, this isn't very good.
Kiss kind of a dud machine?
Yeah, like they kind of all were at that point, like in the early or the mid to late 70s.
Sometime in the 80s, they got a few more bells and whistles to make it a little more.
Yeah.
You can make a game more unique.
All of my favorite machines come out of like that about 86 to 92 window is where I really like them. So Selma and Grandpa are watching the kids, and they start making out on the couch.
When he tells her, I was voted best kisser in my POW camp.
That's a very funny joke.
Jesus.
Because that means...
brag about, yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of making out being done in the POW camp, apparently. I don't remember that part of Hogan's Heroes.
Yeah.
They come home, Marge and Homer come home and bust the two of them making out on the couch. They're not happy. Bart and Lisa have got their tons of boxes because they lied that they're a company and need lots of free boxes. So they have a massive amount of boxes. Back on the other side, Abe and Selma, we get a montage, like a musical montage of the two of them.
That was very good.
Just flat out dating, I guess.
Yeah.
And it's like... he's always like falling asleep and shit. Like we get some good like old person jokes in there. Patty gets a hold of Homer and is like has a plan to break the two of them up because Patty's not happy about
Homer's
this.
line is so good. Like, oh, great. Who are you in love with, Bart?
Yeah.
So ridiculous. Or also when they're like, I think they're at the beach and Homer's just disgusted at them two dating.
Yeah.
His line is, it's like an old sea turtle dating a suitcase that fell out of a plane.
Yeah.
Good God, I laughed.
Oh, it's a good joke.
Oh, yeah.
Bart and Lisa over in the B story have built a kick-ass fort.
Very kick-ass fort.
Like better than any child could build. Yeah. Like it's a fucking massive like 2-floor castle of cardboard boxes.
Were you much of taking the couch cushions off and building forts?
No.
Oh, really? God, that was a rainy afternoon thing I was a big fan of.
Is this an only child thing? Is that why?
I'd often do it alone too. Well, my brother was pretty young, so he didn't have much fort building skills. I don't know, but you know what? It'd always be got this kick-ass fort built. It's like, now what?
Now what? Yeah.
Like, well, leave. Let mom. Now mom's got a project.
I remember some snow forts happening in my youth, but I mean, really, that was just dig a hole in the snow and sit in it. Like
I built some pretty gnarly snow forts in the.
I was never like rolling up snow blocks and building something.
Yeah.
It was just like, I guess I'm going to dig this hole and sit in it.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it, I don't know that I built snow forts. I think I just dug holes.
The mailman showing up on your bleak farm and just a boy's head sticking out of the snow.
Like a prairie dog.
Wordless, just staring at the mailman, watching him drop off, and just a slow mitten hand pokes up and waves. The fucking mailman just had to pull over and like, oh fuck, I'm gonna hug my kids when I get home.
Gets home just shook.
Yeah, I think I've maybe mentioned this before. One time when I was a kid, I had the great idea, like, hey, we got this snowstorm, we got to get a roof on this thing. So I decided, hey, we don't use the camper in the winter. So somehow I got the pop-up camper open, which strike one, shouldn't be doing that when you're 5. I pulled out the mattresses, threw the mattresses on the top of the snow, covered that in snow, and then hooked the hose to the wall, to the trailer, hosed it all down so it formed like this ice mountain igloo. And then, again, shouldn't be fucking with the hose. That's how pipes burst. Jesus. And then somehow I got away with that, which is crazy. I don't know how I didn't break something in the trailer. And then that spring, you know, I got the brain of a gnat. I forget about it after doing it. So the snow starts melting. All of a sudden, my dad bursts in screaming at me because of all the goddamn fucking mattresses to the camper were rotten because they've been sitting outside. Holy shit, did I catch hell for that?
I suppose if you covered it with snow, he had no idea they were even there.
It's like, geez, like, I can't punch through this. Like, this is a hell of a... We could park shit in here. It's like an outbuilding. Keep the snowblower in here.
Oh, fuck.
I remember being so little that I was like, oh, but no, look what I did. Like, this is a good idea, right? You're just not getting it. You're not getting it. This is... Look at this. This is great.
You being proud of yourself.
Yeah.
Like, look what I did. I ruined 2 mattresses.
Oh, I think I got 3 in there. I totally got 3. I can picture where they laid. They're to sleep on plywood the next time we went camping. Which, when you're 6, you can do. They're the ones that lose. They think they're teaching me a lesson.
Yeah, what?
He slept 10 hours on plywood.
Your old man can afford 2 fucking cheap-ass camping mattresses.
Oh, boy. You got a glimpse of how we were living. I can't believe we had that camper. That had to be oil field money.
That was bought and paid for long before you came along. Yeah.
So that was just, this is, whatever you kids do to this, that's how it's going to be. There's no updates to this camper.
Oh, God.
We became a tent family quickly after that, I think. I think the last time we went camping as a family was a time I spent the whole time pouting because they were going to show Aliens on CBS, and I wanted to get home and watch it.
And did you? Did you convince your folks to leave camping early?
I think it was a Sunday night movie, but we left in time for me to see it.
Yeah.
Which is rare that I ever got my way on anything, but I think...
I think your folks wanted to be home by then.
And my
anyway.
mom hated every second of camping, so I wasn't alone in that. Like, my mom probably just we got to get the boy home. He's got to see his special movie.
See his fucking goof space movie.
Yeah. Which that was a movie that my mom and dad both. It's a fucking good movie. Like, yeah. So yeah, like that was like because my dad was all about ruining our fun. But like he's like, it's a pretty good movie. Like, we can watch this again.
Just begrudgingly. Yeah, that's fine.
It's like Predator. It was the one thing that me and my dad, and my brother, all united about. That our love and my mother's hatred for the movie Predator. Kind of, we watched that movie 75 times as a family. Yay!
At least a few of those were out of spite for your poor mom.
My mom I clearly remember her sitting in the kitchen drinking coffee, just like, this is not a good movie for kids. Yay, Predator! Hey! Stab him up real good. Hey!
Look at that. Yay! You ain't got time to bleed.
They have a very salty language, especially the dirty jokes at the beginning.
Yeah.
Geez, you got a big pussy. Geez, you got a big pussy. Because of the echo. And then we get Billy.
Oh, shit.
The good Billy laugh. This could turn into a Predator podcast like that.
Punching too many pencils.
Yeah.
That's a fucking good. That's a good movie.
You're an asset, an expendable asset.
Jesse Ventura's so good in
what
that
happened,
movie.
Dylan? Thought you were someone I could trust. I woke up. Why don't you? There was a time I could have written down the Predator script from memory. It would have been shockingly
word for
close.
word.
As a longtime fan of the podcast, Damien, shouldn't say his full name.
You want to take that again?
Yeah, friend Damien. He could do Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man from beginning to end.
Oh, yeah?
And wouldn't miss many plot points or dialogue points. Which, have you seen that movie?
I haven't.
Yeah, that is something worth seeing. It makes lists of the worst movies of all time.
Oh, really?
But like in my head, it was always enjoyable.
I've only ever heard it talked about glowingly.
Really? Yeah. Critics apparently despised it.
Huh.
Which,
Is
I don't know.
that Dennis Hopper? Nope, I'm thinking of Easy Rider. I mix up my motorcycle movies.
No, this is, it was Don Johnson and Mickey Rourke, two actors I enjoy, so that helps too. And if the only other known actor I think is one of the random ass Baldwins is a bad guy.
Okay.
Like
Steven?
Nope, not Steven.
Danny?
Obviously not Alec. The chubbier one.
Danny.
Danny. Yep, Danny was in that. And also, I am a sucker for movies based in the not distant future.
Sure.
It's like a 1991 movie based in like 1997.
Nice.
I love shit like that. Like,
Boy, it dawns on me just now that I don't fucking know a thing about Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man because I still think it's Easy Rider. I'm just sitting here being like,
really? Young Jack Nicholson, 1969.
Dennis Hopper and fucking Fonda, what's his name? Yeah. They just like drive around, a lot of psychedelics involved.
Yeah, you know who's in that movie?
Which one now? Because now I'm confused.
Oh, Harley Davidson Marlboro
Okay.
Man. This is all in your head.
Okay.
This whole,
Yep.
Harley Davidson Marlboro Man has, I don't know if it's his only movie, but Big John Stud.
Oh, good for him.
Right? Yeah, Big John, and not a cameo. He has a role.
Huh.
Yeah.
He slammed Andre long before Hogan, but it
Yeah.
only meant something when Hogan did it.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Big John Stud. How big was he? Big, my head. He was a big dude.
Big boy. He's probably a 7-footer.
It's just Andre ruined everything because Andre was such a monster. Like,
Yeah.
Andre's head is the size of a normal man's torso.
Yeah.
Like, nothing made sense with Andre.
Like, John Studd would be big today, even, you know?
If he walked through that door, like, holy shit.
Yeah. Ah, look
What a
at
big
you.
fella.
Don't punch me in the heart.
Yeah.
Like, he had the dumbest fucking finish.
Oh, is Big John Stud
I'm pretty sure he had the heart punch, yeah.
I know Ox Baker's the one I think of, but, you know, back then there was 7 finishers.
Right, yeah. Which one are you going to use?
You'd have a undercard and overcard where everyone's figure 4 and sleeper holding each other.
None
You know,
of the sleeper holds, yeah.
Like, ooh,
A lot of leg drops.
yeah, a real big suplex. What does that even mean? I really, really give it to him. really suplex.
How do you give it? You just fall down.
It's just gravity, man. No, I mean, I really gravity it up.
It is amazing how quickly we can dip in and out of this being a wrestling podcast.
You just bleed everywhere and suplex.
Yeah.
that was
them ropes just loose.
Yeah. Just them hit the ropes, pause, and then run forward.
Yeah.
There's no spring. Just be like running into your wall. There's not like there's anything propelling you back.
So Bart and Lisa built that rad-ass cardboard fort. The delivery man shows up and is pissed and declares vengeance because you said you were a business and that you needed these free boxes, you fucking kids. It's the old guy who's like the hey buddy.
Yeah, hey
like,
buddy.
Yeah, that guy. I don't know that we've ever heard his name. So Patty and Homer are out to break up Selma and Abe, and the plan is that we dress Homer like Zorro in order for him to look just like some stranger.
Yeah.
And then Patty puts a hairpin in the middle of her hair so she looks exactly like Selma, and then they make out in the mall and let Abe catch him.
Yeah.
That's the big plan. And so Abe will think that Selma is cheating on him with this mysterious Zorro man.
And we get a good, like, they both have to use fantasy because they're both repulsed by each other.
Yeah.
And I think it's sweet that Homer pictures Marge in various sexy outfits.
Yeah.
And Patty pictures Mrs. Krabappel.
Which is so good.
Double high fives for fucking Patty there, you know.
Yep. So they spring their plan. They start kissing, and then it backfires immediately because Abe and Selma both see through it immediately. Abe is tricked a little at first.
But then Selma shows up.
Yeah, and is like, what the fuck? Yeah. So that didn't work. And now Abe and Selma get married. Abe proposes, and she says yes, and the next scene is the wedding.
Yeah, which is so ridiculous.
Yep. We get... I love this. Had to have been, I suppose, just post Lord of the Rings. I love the scene of the siege of the cardboard castle.
I loved that. Like,
this is so good.
You think it's Lord of the Rings? My first thought was 300, but I've never seen 300. So I was like, what?
Oh, really? You should.
Never heard
300's good.
Yep, I've heard it's a fun.
It's probably Zack Snyder's best movie.
But you think that this is Lord of the Rings?
This is Lord of the Rings. It's the dragon that really sells it for me.
Oh, good call. Very good call.
They're not making fun of. Like, there's no dragon in 300.
Yeah.
If it were 300, they would be doing
State of Undress too.
And they would be doing the speed up, slow down Zack Snyder thing.
Okay.
I think this is Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, that was I enjoyed all of that. Like,
it's so good. Like, and it's so outlandish.
Nelson jumping into the fray.
Yeah. Like, it feels so out of place. It feels like it should be in a Treehouse episode. But I loved it.
Yeah.
There's. Bart and Lisa are in the castle, and all those fucking UPS trucks come rolling over the hill, and they start unloading dudes. And Bart goes, "Who knew guys in brown shirts could cause so much trouble?"
Hot political.
Such a fucking good line.
At that point, 65-year-old hot political take.
Yep. And then, this huge elaborate with the music, the big orchestral score going on. One of the UPS guys is riding a dragon. They're shooting arrows. Lisa fucking wraps a dude up in packing tape and kicks his ladder over. Like, it's a full-on castle siege, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
And Nelson showing up and just diving out into the fray, whooping people's ass with cardboard tubes.
Yeah.
So much fun.
Yeah, and they win.
The kids win.
Yeah.
Yep. And Lisa's like, "What do we do now?" And Bart goes, "I don't know. Want to melt it with a hose?" And they just smash cut to them with a giant pile of wet cardboard that they've melted with a hose. With a dead dragon still laying in the lawn. That was fun.
So that was good,
Selma is she gets a promotion at the DMV, so now she has like some responsibilities. She's wearing a skirt suit. Big fan of that. And she has like a super tough day at work, and then we cut back to Abe, who's at home watching the baby and doesn't know how anything works and destroys the fucking kitchen.
Yeah.
He's like, "Okay, tea kettle. Which one is the tea kettle?" And just puts a blender pitcher, fills it with water, and puts it on the stove.
Yeah.
And then he bumps the CD player that has like a 6-disc changer in it, and they slide out, and he's like, "Oh, a pancake maker."
Yeah.
And fills all the slots with batter, and that starts smoking. And then he fucks up one other thing. Oh, he tries to watch The Sands of Iwo Jima on VHS by putting it in the microwave. And he's like, "Let's see, runtime 2 hours," and he sets the microwave timer for 2 hours.
Good, yeah.
You could fucking you could melt or kill anything with 2 hours in a microwave.
Yeah.
I like that it's The Sands of Iwo Jima, which is my favorite John Wayne movie.
Oh, interesting.
Maybe second to the Cowboys, maybe.
Cowboys is good.
But easily my favorite John Wayne war
I don't
movie.
know if I've seen a John Wayne war movie as an adult.
No.
I just remember being on the background on basic cable as a kid when I was real little. But yeah, that's a good favorite John Wayne. It's The Searchers, which is a basic.
Searchers is good, yeah. It's a basic answer, but
Cowboys is very high on my list.
yeah, like The
True
Searchers is like a cliched answer for a reason because it's fucking good, you know.
It's in the Cowboys. The bad guy is Bruce Dern, isn't it?
Yes,
Bruce Dern's
I
still
believe
with us
so.
today.
Yep.
Same thing with Robert Duvall is the bad guy in True Grit, or one of them.
Yes.
Or
No.
Dennis Hopper was in True Grit.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
But Robert Duvall is the bad guy in one John Wayne Western.
Dennis Hopper also has a great role in Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man.
Yep. That was a good comeback too.
You like that?
Yeah. He's, I think, a young Dennis Hopper is in Rebel Without a Cause, like the black and white James Dean. Like he's one of the teens.
Huh.
Dennis Hopper must have grown up in California or something.
I assume so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dennis Hopper was fucking great.
Yeah.
Man, pour one out for King Koopa.
I mean, as hard as he lived, he probably made it a pretty good long run. But would have been. I'd like to have squeezed 10 more years out of Dennis Hopper.
Yeah, absolutely.
That had, some of those, they've lived so hard during those, the hippie days,
60s and 70s. Yeah.
But like same like guys like Tom Petty. It's like It sucks he died so young. And said, well,
what do you expect?
He's 67, but it's 87 compared to the rest of us.
Yeah, exactly. You do enough of that shit in your youth, you start aging in dog years pretty quick.
Drop kicking your heart every night.
Dennis Hopper has an outstanding role as the antagonist in Land of the Dead.
Oh yeah,
the oft forgot
mid-aughts.
Yeah, George Romero zombie film. Real good in that one. Really chews up the scenery, makes it his own.
And I don't want to backtrack too much, but I did like when they're leaving the wedding. They pile into the car. I think it's Grandpa driving, so he's all over the road.
Yeah.
And we just hear someone holler, "Pick a lane, freaks!" I got a kick out of that.
So Abe destroys this kitchen, smoke alarm going off and all that. Selma gets home after her long day at work, and they're both just like, hey, I don't think this is going to work. And they kind of just call off their wedding.
Grandpa sees that she's right, and he has a line. He goes, "You're gonna find some young bruiser that can eat corn on the cob and not think twice about it." Which, and he's a real sweet to her. It's like, "Oh, you're gonna what do you like a prize like you? Or you're gonna be so many guys fighting for you, like." It's a very wholesome episode.
Yeah, it's a nice little bow on it.
Yeah. Bart and Lisa actually being friends.
Yeah, that's always fun to see.
Yep, I like that because that reminds me of being a kid. Like those times when you and your sibling were on the same page. Like, all right, we got we got a good thing going.
Sometimes you just get along.
Yeah, right. We can't. And then that's probably when I go push them. Like, wait a second, this isn't how this story goes.
You sound like a real asshole sibling.
I was a normal sibling. That's how it worked. There's a hierarchy. Without hierarchies, there's chaos.
Yeah, think of the fact that normal and asshole are the same thing in this conversation.
I think that is very true.
Yes, I agree. Yeah. Like just like
older
observing siblings.
Yep, right. And and I had friends where it was 10 times worse. Like I think we've discussed before, the closer siblings are in age, the harder they fight.
Yeah.
Because they're closer in size, Eventually, you can only wail on someone half your size before it's like, this is exploitive. It feels real bad.
I like we've talked about before, I don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Why fight? Why make things hard?
Because you're bored, man. You're out in the country.
Read a fucking book.
This man, he's going to be... That is something that someone that doesn't have a brother would say, or a sister. Like, you try to read a book in a house where there ain't nothing going on, you know what's going to happen? That kid is going to wander in and sit on the book and look at you. What are you doing? What the fuck you think I'm doing? I'm reading a book. And they start crying, and that makes you mad. All of a sudden, you got him in a Boston crab. Now mom's hollering. He didn't have to come in here. He came into the lion's den. The lion was chilling out. He prodded and he prodded.
That's the thing. Why does that kid come sit on the book?
He's bored. You're all bored.
Why doesn't that kid read a book?
He can't read. He's 4.
Okay, why didn't he do something else?
Because he knows that if he prods at you, he'll get a response. And it's a symbiotic relationship of anarchy. It's just there's always fighting. There's always hostility. You're just sick of breathing each other's air. How much of his CO2 I inhaled? It's just this endless, just him breathing hard like a kid does because your heart beats too much. Just looking at you and breathing. Quit breathing on my goddamn air. This room is getting fucking tight chested. You're breathing too hard. You got that 4-year-old baby bird lungs just sucking up all the good air. Ugh.
I don't get it.
Let me read this in peace? Nope. Never any peace. There's always war. I think he wanted to get put in that scorpion deathlock.
Of all the things I don't like about kids, which there's a fucking list, buddy. But like, it's the illogical shit like that. Like, he's bothering me. Okay, don't bother him. Well, I can't because it's in my nature.
Yeah.
No, it's fucking not.
Or just the things that he would do. Like, he was a video game controller cord spinner, and that bugged me because I knew it wasn't good for him. Mm-hmm. It's like, listen, motherfucker, that Nintendo's both of ours. Your shit in your bedroom, kick the fucking shit out of it. I don't care. Fucking snap it all in half. This is ours. Don't fuck with this. And then he'd do it, and he wouldn't realize he's doing it just out of force of habit. And that's when he gets a lariat, and that's when he's crying. Now mom's involved. Always with the crying.
I don't get it.
Or like the times that you would usually this was always when you weren't meaning for violence, like an accident where you would convince him to do something that was not safe, and he'd eat shit as like bad, scary crying, and you'd be pleading, hey, we don't gotta get mom involved. Hey, what are we doing here? Hey, fun times. What are we? Hey, yeah, you're okay. We're all okay. Everyone's okay. Look at us all. We're all having a great time. And get him to stop crying, even though he's clearly in pain.
Bone poking through the skin.
Oh boy! Or the times when there was no crying because it was so bad he was scared. Ooh, what happened to me? Both shoulders are dislocated. Like his arms are hanging down by his ankles. Oh boy! Should not have shot him out of that cannon. That was a bad move. Oh man!
Nope, I don't get it.
No.
I sat and quietly read books.
Oh, I remember putting his head through a window one time. He was like 4. He's younger than that. He's like just above toddler. And yeah, we played football in the house, but we weren't supposed to. Me and my cousin, and I went for a deep pass, and my shoulder hit his butt, and he was looking out. I mean, he was so little, he was like holding onto the top of a couch, looking out the window because he hadn't seen outside that much in his life yet. And I pushed his head through the big fucking window. God, I gotta move. I wish I was old enough to ride bikes because I need to move. He is so much trouble. Jesus. I can't remember what kind of lies I spun to explain.
He jumped.
Yeah, I remember not getting in that much trouble. I was shocked. Or maybe mom was just like, okay, we don't need your dad hollering, so let's make a game plan here, and you guys got to stick with it. He can't talk good, so we already got him covered.
And what he just went through isn't going to help that.
Yeah, no, I remember him being cool with it because it must not have hurt. Apparently, he didn't get cut. Just like him, just like bebopping around, just like stay away from this glass. Yeah, and I remember that. Like he wasn't crying or nothing. Kids are weird that way, man. Those shit that should be bad. There's other. Then they realize, I could get attention. Then they'll start crying. But like sometimes when they're real young, you could shoot a 2-year-old out of a cannon. Okay, convince them it's fun. Everyone claps when they land. They'll just get up and walk back to you.
Cut to me at this same time, quietly reading all of the Hank the Cowdog books in my room.
You needed a kid on a bike to burst in your room, get the back tire on the bike and spin the tire and rip all the pages out of a book. That's what being a younger sibling's like.
What a nightmare. I'm glad my folks stopped at one.
Yeah, I think that could have been your life. Then you're just, you know what you're doing then? You're picking up pages. He's twice your size. And he just did it because either he's bored or he's mad that you ate the last of the cereal. Who does he think he is eating cereal? That used to be my cereal. Then he came around, this interloper.
Man, I think you should go to therapy.
You missed out on so much.
Yeah, clearly.
Yeah. Like they should offer like where you can pay for this to have someone enter your life for like a weekend to be like a sibling so you know what it's like. You know, just like push you. What the fuck is this? Hey, remember you signed a contract.
It's just bullying.
Yeah. There's a little difference with siblings. It's worse with siblings. Like a bully's got to go home. But then there's the times when like in these episodes where you're combining for a common purpose.
Like building the cardboard fort.
Yep. Or hey, if we both be cool, we might get to go somewhere. We might get to go to a place with French fries.
Don't be an asshole. We might get Dairy Queen.
Yeah, right. Yeah, man, you summed it up. It's surprising you don't have a sibling because that is the exact attitude we had a lot of times. Like, hey, you know, we're not getting blizzards. We were never blizzard rich, but we could each get a baby cone. God, baby cones. That's baby cone with bang for your buck. That's a good treat.
Yeah.
Our next episode is episode 16, Homer Ozzy. We start this off with a very involved kind of like evolution-based couch gag?
Yeah, which apparently has some level of like fame within The Simpsons of like the evolution couch gag. Like,
oh, really?
This was the one. Like it's notated on the Wikipedia page of like, this is the first time we got the evolution couch gag.
Oh, no shit.
Like it's apparently some manner of landmark.
You think this is the most like involved couch gag so far?
I think so, yeah.
The one where the couches have an uprising, that one's pretty involved.
That one's pretty involved
too,
also,
this
yeah.
seems like a step further.
It's like I don't think it's as funny as the Couch Uprising, but it's like longer. It's more elaborate. It's more conceptual.
A lot going on.
Yeah. It's good. I liked it.
And once we get past the couch gag, episode starts with Homer not being able to blow out his birthday candles, which is a good gag. Like the family gets concerned.
Yeah.
Like, you should be able to do this.
The fucking funniest visual representation of someone being out of shape.
Yeah, to have the wind to blow out candles.
Yeah.
It's like, are these novelty candles? But like, but like the opposite, like easy
blow. Yeah.
Like they had already considered this as a possibility, but like, so then it cuts like 3 hours later. The family's gone. I think it's just Homer at the table.
Yeah, in the dark.
And he passes out into his own cake, and his little birthday hat starts on fire. And man, I don't know. That's a weird. Again, only happens in TV where the family gets around Dad's birthday with a cake with candles.
Yeah,
that was never right.
That's not real.
My dad ain't saying no to a slice of cake, but we're not wearing silly hats, or we're not. There's no candle. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe when we were little kids, if we wanted to, Mom would have done it,
Sure.
But like, it just seems weird.
I bet my dad ate cake with 70% of his meals throughout his life.
You were a dessert family.
My dad was a dessert guy. Like, my dad would like have a slice of cake after breakfast.
Yeah.
Eat bacon and eggs and then have a slice of cake afterwards. There was always dessert in our house. Like we were probably the best stop on the Schwanzman's route. Like
we were. There are families that were dessert family. I had an aunt and uncle that were a dessert family. Even if it was just a scoop of vanilla ice cream with some syrup, always a little bit of sweet after the meal. Yeah,
we were. I was doomed. There was always cake in the house, and there was always ice cream at Grandpa's.
I could count on one hand how many times I've witnessed my dad eat breakfast.
Oh, really?
Is coffee and Marlboro Lights. And then, and even lunch. Lunches were maybe a bowl of soup.
Pretty light.
With a slice of white bread toast. Mm-hmm. Maybe a quick little sandwich.
Boy, that's a real hobo lunch.
What if my dad was in charge of lunch as a kid? We're like, when we were still trailer park living, he'd be like, holler at us to get off our bikes and come in. Everyone would bust in. There'd be a thing of Campbell's chicken noodle soup, just basic bitch chicken noodle soup with a half a loaf of toasted white bread with like some bologna and cheese sitting beside. Like, hey, get after it.
You do you. Yeah.
Which I liked.
Yeah.
Dipping white toast in a soup, I could eat that all day.
That's a treat.
Yeah, right. But then consume 4,000 calories of ice cream between 8 and 9 p.m. I bet my dad, if given his druthers, could go through 2 cans of Hershey's syrup a week.
Jesus.
It would be like... the ice cream would be floating in the syrup. It just, like, to me, is repulsive. It's too much syrup. Like
that's the way my grandpa was. My grandpa was the ice cream grandpa.
Yeah, that generation loves sweets because I'm sure as kids it was the forbidden fruit. Like, you would literally save your money to buy candy.
Yeah.
Like it was so hard to come by. Like
Grandpa Wells would do like he called it ice cream soup, where you got a bowl of vanilla ice cream and then he had like just a whole cupboard in Grandma's kitchen devoted to fixins, ice cream fixins. So, and then like put a splash of milk in there and mix everything all up until it was just a bowl of liquid sugar. Just so it's vanilla ice cream, chocolate syrup, caramel syrup, magic shell in there for no reason. Just have some chunks. There's a half a bag of M&Ms left over. Pour that in there.
Some butterscotch morsels.
Yeah.
Pour them in.
A handful of Werther's Originals. That ought to be fun in ice cream.
There's a bag of cashews. That'll fucking work.
Crushed peanuts, chocolate chips, and give you this bowl of poison.
Water chestnuts, why not? Dump it all in, baby.
Oh, God. I was last week in Alabama, and we went to a place in Huntsville that specializes in, like, I would call it gourmet over-the-top milkshakes. In much the same way that sometimes you see a Bloody Mary that has gone too far.
Yeah, milkshake that's gone too far, huh?
Yeah, a milkshake that's gone too far. Huh. Like, I had a milkshake that was chocolate ice cream and peanut butter and chocolate in there, and then the outside of the glass had like peanut butter and chocolate shavings, and then too much whipped cream with a fucking brownie shoved in the side of it, and more whipped cream. It's a pornographic milkshake.
Yeah.
Like, we've gone too far. And also, it's like $16.
Yeah.
But it's outstanding.
I'd probably try it because it's a when in Rome type thing.
Yeah,
but like,
absolutely.
That does not appeal to me on a flavor level. Like you wouldn't, by looking at the shape of me, you wouldn't think this, but a lot of treats are too rich for me.
Yeah, you're weird that way with food, where it's like, you can't just look at you and be like, I bet he'd love this. And it's like, no, he's pretty simple.
I can't eat fast. I can't eat gargantuan amounts at one time. I mean, my thing is I'm the marathon of food. You give me a 55-gallon drum of Reese's miniatures, I will give me a Super Nintendo. I will destroy that barrel on a 3-day weekend. But try to have me eat it in 45 minutes, it ain't going to happen.
Yeah.
I'm just nibbling. I'm a little nibbler.
my buddy Jack, who I was with, had a milkshake that literally came with a full Little Debbie cake stuffed in the side of it. Like I said, it was like when they take Bloody Marys too far. Like, oh, this one's got a piece of jerky and some cheese and a slice of pizza stabbed into the side.
Dogs.
Yep,
Yeah,
corn dogs and a burger.
Yeah.
Yep. It's outlandish, but very good.
Outlandish is the right word for food like that.
And boy, howdy, it was delicious, but you want to feel bad about yourself after a meal. It is, you can
going
do
straight
it in
to my
Huntsville.
tits.
Yeah, going straight to my vessels.
Yeah, I can feel things constricting in me.
Everything stopped. Oh, it was a bad scene.
Put my shoes on. They used to not sting this much in the chest.
One eye getting a little wonky. I got one Forrest Whitaker over here.
Yeah, one drifter.
Yeah.
One that's always searching for the greener pastures. Just keep looking forward, buddy. There you go.
He's trying to escape.
Watch what your friend's doing. It's just one nose away.
Yeah, it was good, but you could watch your toes turn colors.
Yeah, I'm a pretty basic bitch when it comes to a malt.
Yeah.
Chocolate.
I bet you're a malt and not a shake guy.
Honestly, I'm not really picky either way.
Okay.
I'm more picky on a strawberry shake. Don't do a lot for me.
Oh, really?
A vanilla shake don't do a whole lot for me. Yeah. Like I'm basic. I'm fucking basic bitch. Give me a chocolate shake.
Yeah.
That's what I want. A little bit of whipped cream ain't bad. And I'm also like, I like my chocolate ice cream to be not very chocolatey. I want it to be a real. God, yeah, I am a fucking. It's too sweet. It's too much.
You're a dainty boy. Yeah, it's too decadent.
Yeah, it goes straight to my hips. I'll save a little for later. I've never done that. You eat all of your ice cream, or you throw it away.
Yeah,
it's just gonna get freezer burnt.
Wrap it up. Yeah.
Yep. I'm a dainty boy when it comes to leftovers. You want a box for that? I'm not gonna fucking eat this tomorrow. Is it gonna be good tomorrow? There's some food that is good tomorrow. Italian food, Mexican or Chinese food, right there. Italian and Chinese.
Yeah.
Anything else, man? If it's got fucking lettuce on it, eat it or throw it, man.
I will pretty rarely take a box with me.
I got so many friends that take sushi home. I just can't fuck with sushi. It's like, I'm not a sushi chef. I don't know how long that can sit in the fridge. Raw fish, man. Like,
see, like, for me, it's not like a worry about the food at all. It is a self-consciousness of being the fat guy walking around with a box of food.
Oh, like, I see what you're saying.
Like, it might only be real in my head, but in my head, everyone else who sees it is going, of course, fucking Tubby Tubs over here got too much food and has to take it with him.
I only get that way like at like a wedding when it comes like when you're serving yourself. It's like, boy, I'm still real hungry, but I don't want to get another plate because I don't want them to like, here comes the guy that's going to ruin the wedding. I'm going to split his dress pants, this fat bitch. I just want another scoop of macaroni salad. No. You've had too much macaroni in your life.
Down, you ogre.
Slap it out of your hands.
Yep. Yeah.
They got a treadmill for you to run on.
You can eat yours standing up, chug-a-lug. Yeah, that's that. I have that too.
Yeah, I'm Italian food. I think a lot of Italian food is better as a leftover. I fucking love leftover spaghetti.
I mean, yeah, that's scientific because like tomato tomato sauce is better the second time around.
No shit.
Yeah, there's a scientific reason that that Italian food is better warmed up, because if you cook a tomato twice, it's significantly better.
Interesting.
Yeah, there's science behind that.
Would you look at that? Indian food. A lot of Indian food would probably be good as a leftover, but I house Indian food. So
Right. I have never once in my life had leftover
and I
Indian
usually am
food.
eating a buffet, so it's not like I have leftovers to take home. But
Right.
yeah, a lot of that would be good. It's kind of like sloppy food's a good leftover. You just slop it into a Tupperware container, fire it in the microwave, dig in.
Yeah.
I want to eat Indian food. That's where we're at now.
Yeah, I always want to eat Indian
I never
food.
don't want to.
Yeah.
If you shook me awake at 4 a.m., like, hey man, we're gonna get Indian food. Fuck it, let me get some sweats on. Can I brush my teeth? I'll wait till after.
I'll
That
wait
makes
till
more
after.
sense.
It's
That makes
fine.
more sense.
Yeah.
Oh, this is my episode. We're talking about The Simpsons. God, we went down a real long, windy alley there.
You got so distracted by food that you just quit.
Yeah. So Homer has started a fire with his passing out into his birthday cake. We cut to them outside the house. The house they save it. But we find out that they have been at the Simpsons house 6 times that month. So I think they kind of agree. We need to get like a fireproof safe because this happens far too often.
Yeah.
Which they do. And it comes down to them, like, everyone gets to pick one thing to put in the safe, and Marge wants the pictures.
Yeah.
Which that makes sense.
Very mom answer. Yeah.
Homer wants the cologne that he wore, like it's like a Star Wars like commemorative
like
cologne.
Wookiee
Scent of
cologne.
the Wookiee or something.
Yeah.
Lisa wants her Malibu Stacy dream car that's like hybrid, runs off of old makeup or something like that, with discarded clothes. What does Bart want again?
His stand-up Krusty that tells jokes.
Yeah. And what are the settings on the back? One is stolen jokes.
Yeah.
Oh, man, yeah. So what happens is they put it all in there. Oh, look at us being responsible. And through a real madcap series of events.
It's so fucking funny.
It's the Krusty doll is still walking. It runs into the Malibu Stacy car. Its headlights turn on. And they heat up the cologne, which just causes a giant fire.
Yeah.
An explosion, not more than a fire. Like a chemical reaction that causes a goddamn safe to explode. And why we go through all that is because the family picture album is destroyed, and Marge is, obviously devastated by this.
Outside of a death of a child, I bet all of your photos being destroyed is like the worst thing for any mom.
Yeah,
I bet that is mom devastation.
Yeah, but look at I bet my mom hasn't looked at any family pictures in 15 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But she has them and values them.
That's true. That
it
is
doesn't
true.
matter
And
that she doesn't look at them.
I'm pretty sure they're probably in a chintzy safe somewhere.
Right.
Which probably is not fire. It's made out of fucking balsa wood. It's an accelerant.
Oh, we keep the photo album under the stack of old rags.
Made by Blammo. That sounds like a name we can trust. Blammo, a name you can't trust.
Right. Yeah. I got this Char King safe made of briquettes.
Yeah, just trying to think of another charcoal company. So that happens, and Marge decides, by God, we're going to restage all of our family's photographs. And in one of the photographs, they catch Duffman on a date with Booberella.
Yeah.
And it turns out Duffman is supposed to be in a committed homosexual relationship.
Yeah.
So
First time we've ever touched on that.
yeah, I mean, is it the first?
I think so. I don't
feels
think we've
like it.
discussed Duffman
Yeah.
being gay before.
And so Homer takes these pictures. They strike gold with the tabloids. We get kind of just the your stereotypical newsman editor
Well, it's
type.
J. Jonah Jameson
Is that
from
what
Spider-Man.
But I was thinking, if that's what it's supposed to be, why wouldn't they make him look like him?
Right. Well,
You're right,
I thought
though.
the same thing, but I mean, it's voiced by J.K. Simmons.
Is
Like,
okay. Yep.
it's J. Jonah Jameson.
So the Homer now has got the bug, we can make money doing this. So he becomes a paparazzi camera guy. I wonder if this episode wasn't kind of fueled by, this is when TMZ was probably starting to really get some legs.
This was peak Lindsay Lohan, Paris Hilton.
Yeah, Britney Spears showing her cooter when she's getting out of a car.
Yeah, like her meltdown would be next year, 2007.
Oh,
or
okay.
actually, it's at this time.
So now Homer's taking the streets, capturing Springfield celebrities at their worst. We get a Gabbo appearance, the puppet.
Oh, yes, we do.
Jesus, is that the first Gabbo since Gabbo?
It's been a long time.
What was the Gabbo storyline originally? I don't even remember, but he has appeared before.
Yes, in one episode, fucking 10 seasons ago, at
10,
least.
like 10 at least, yeah. So we get a Gabbo. I think that's the best part of this episode is the randos we get to see, because we get really a glimpse into the again. Has a goddamn volunteer fire department, but they have a multitude of celebrities.
I like the Betty White appearance that we get here. She's so sweet.
God, yeah, she's the great. Like, because Homer this whole time is like I think he's doing it to like justify how shitty he is by like acting like celebrities are the worst people on earth. And we get Betty White like fucking asking about Santa's little helper and shit, and like how's
Maggie?
You mean Marge? It's like, no, your daughter.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I mean,
yeah, Betty White is extremely sweet.
Yeah. And we get like, and just again, you can tell the timing of when this episode came out. We get a Paris Hilton type knockoff.
Yeah, we get a Paris Hilton joke. I like that she is the Texas oil man's daughter.
Yeah.
I like that's a good fit there.
And they do a lot of kind of like egging them on.
Yeah.
Like
in order to make them act outrageously so that their photos are that.
Like Homer has Bart pick a fight with her pretty much in the grocery store.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think
We
of
get Dedrick Tatum beating the shit out of Homer.
Yeah, because Homer's asking for it.
Yeah.
Homer's being a dick. And Dedrick Tatum finally punches him, which,
There's such a good joke because Dedrick Tatum's the last one in that stretch of celebrity jokes, I guess, where he's back in that news editor's office, and the news editor's flipping through a stack of photos, and he's just like, this is amazing, this is fantastic, look at this one, it's great. And then the last one, he goes, this one has page 1 written all over it.
Oh my
And then there's a pause, it pauses for just a beat, and he goes, why would you do that? And they show it, and he has just with a Sharpie written page 1 all over this photo.
And
I think such a good joke.
A good take on that joke is Homer sheepishly, I was reading a book, I wanted to remember where I left off.
Yeah.
It's like, the
page 1.
Yeah, you don't want to miss anything. You want to make sure you get back to that.
Oh God, that's such a good joke.
And then we cut to all the Simpson glitterati meeting up to discuss what can we do about this menace, Homer Simpson.
Yeah.
And they hire like the paparazzi to end all paparazzi. He has like an Italian name.
Yeah.
But he's voiced by motherfucking John Lovitz.
Hell
It's
yeah,
been
he
too
is
long.
doing an Italian accent.
And he's almost like an assassin. It's like it's like they've hired an assassin to kill an assassin.
This comes after Homer ruins Rainier Wolfcastle's wedding to Maria Shriver.
Yep, marrying into the
Quimby Kennedys.
Yeah, the Quimbidys, yeah. And so they've hired him, and he's on a scooter, and he catches Homer. He takes Maggie out of the baby seat because he wants to put the TV guide in it. He hangs Maggie from the mirror.
Which Maggie loves.
Yeah,
I like that she loves it.
Yeah, which a baby would. Yeah, just swinging.
Yeah.
And catches that, makes Homer look like an asshole. And Homer kind of gives up pretty quick. I think he knows he's outgunned.
Yeah.
So it's the celebrities are happy. They're back to living their decadent lives. Homer's all glum, sitting in Moe's, and like they convince him, hey, you should, do this and this and this and this. And then like, you shouldn't give up so early. And he's like, maybe you're right, but I got rid of my camera. And Moe's like, well, I got a camera. He has like a nice camera. Like, I bought it because he wanted to basically take pictures of the women when they're using the restroom. It's like, no women come in here.
Yeah.
Which is true. There's never women there. And then Homer's like, you know what? You're right. As soon as Homer leaves with the camera, those two like co-eds come in like, do you have a women's room? We need to trade bras and panties.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
I love the celebrity club that is across the street from Moe's, the Snub Club.
Yeah.
And I love that they are bumping Kylie Minogue's Can't Get You Out of My Head.
That's a good song.
That's a fucking banger. So much so I had to write that down. I was like, this song fucking kicks.
I have it noted too.
Yeah. Big fan.
My note was that the celebrities go back to partying, where we get a great Kylie Minogue song. So now he's vengeance is in his mind. It's not so much money anymore. And he walks in. It's raining outside. The party freezes as he walks in, and it's kind of like a slow motion action scene where instead of firing a gun, he's taking pictures.
He's like dive rolls and shit. Yeah.
So he's catching these celebrities at their worst. The fucking Paris Hilton making out with what appears to be a passed out Millhouse.
Yeah.
Like, we find out that Mayor Quimby is into diaper play, which
Kent Brockman's in a fucking
like a leather.
like a Rob Halford harness.
Yeah,
and
like
shit.
he's like either whipping him or shocking. Yeah, because he's
shocking him with a fucking stun gun. Yeah.
Mayor Quimby's in a diaper.
My favorite of all of these, though, Dedrick Tatum snorting Secretariat's ashes.
No shit.
That's so good.
So ridiculous. And so Homer kind of has him caught, and they realize it, and they like, oh boy, like it's like, so what? Like, what are you gonna do here? And he's like, well, I'm not gonna sell these pictures, but you have to promise to be nicer to the common people. Which, like, they've been fairly nice to the common.
Right.
This is all manufactured in Homer's head.
Yeah. He's just like, yeah, sign an autograph once in a while.
Yeah.
Like, he just pleads for them to be better people when they're not that bad of people.
No. Yeah, they're fine. They're living their lives. And then, so that's kind of how it works. We got a lot more Rainier Wolfcastle here than we have in ages.
Yeah,
you know?
we haven't seen much of him at all.
And so he becomes more sociable with everyone else. He's talking to Marge, and Marge invites him over to his house for a barbecue. Mm-hmm. And that's when Marge pitches her script, and he's like, "No, I don't read unsolicited scripts." And then it turns out he just steals the idea.
Yeah.
Is it Mr. Mom?
Mrs. Mom.
Mrs. Mom.
Which doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. He's like picking up a couch and vacuuming in a dress.
Yeah.
So yeah, fine episode.
Yeah.
I put it a notch below the other two, but a lot of weeks, especially lately, this could be the best of the bunch.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was like you said, not as good as the first two, but I think those first two were fucking funny.
Yep.
So, big shoes.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if we keep it up. Episode 17 is Marge Gamer. And I don't know that is supposed to be a pun of any sort.
Yeah.
I was like, this is lazy titling.
Yeah,
I don't know. We're at a PTA meeting. Marge, they're sending around a clipboard. Everybody put in your email, and Marge doesn't have email because Marge doesn't trust the internet, I guess.
I bet my mom in 2007 didn't have an email.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I bet mine did for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah. And they kind of get Marge set up with the internet. And this continues into a lot of this episode. This feels like it was written by old people.
You're right.
Like this feels like, and it feels late. Like we did the episode where Homer discovers the internet and sets up his own online store 8 seasons ago.
Yep. And I think this is just a way for them to get into the video game aspect of it. But you're right. It does feel...
And the video game shit feels like it was written by 60-year-olds.
Yep.
And what they think video games are. But we'll get to that. But yeah, Marge is like, I don't know about the yippies and the wahoos and the AOKs. It was good jokes because it was coming out of Marge, but it still feels...
This is a 2001 episode is what it should be.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's 2007 at this point. But they get Marge set up on the internet, and it turns out she loves the internet. She's finding ways to save pennies on paper towels. She's super into the internet now. And stumbles across an online role-playing game called Earthland Realms.
Do you think this is supposed to be a World of Warcraft?
Exactly, World of Warcraft.
You ever get into a game like that? Like a big...
I've played a couple of MMOs here and there. Never World of Warcraft. I briefly got into Enter the Matrix and City of Heroes. But those types of games infiltrated regular ass video games now where it's Destiny is kind of one of those, even though it's you're playing with a controller and not a keyboard and mouse. Like, they kind of crept in on everything.
I had a friend who was not into gaming, but like I think his wife and kids were gone for the weekend, and he just had perfect timing. He fired up his laptop and he got like a free offer for like some free gameplay on World of Warcraft. I was like, I don't see what this dumb shit's about. Fast forward 72 hours, he's like, I need help. I quit playing because I couldn't quit thinking about it. I was like, I just had to uninstall it from my laptop. I was like, this is going to ruin my marriage.
Yeah,
like, I'm not going to get to see my kids anymore because of this goddamn game.
Like, I get it. Like, a good game will hook you, and those things are built with hooks involved, you know, in order to keep you playing and all that. I'm not a big fantasy guy. Like, if World of Warcraft would have come out at the time and been about something else, like something I was into, like if World of Warcraft was sci-fi and it came out at that time, I'd probably would have gotten hooked in pretty hard. But like, I get it. I get spending too much time with a fucking video game. Like we've talked about before, a lot of Halo got played when a lot of homework should have been being done in college. I get it.
Yep. I have a good friend who lost a semester of college because of how much we played baseball on Mario Baseball on the GameCube. Video games can ruin your life.
I this year put 191 hours into Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Proud of you.
Like you can get lost. It didn't ruin my life. I didn't shit in this chair the whole time I was here or anything.
I shit in a brownie pan like an adult.
Brownie pan.
Set them on the patio. They get sunbaked and just flakes away in the wind.
Gross. Jesus.
Holy shit. Explaining that to your landlord. There's a process. I'm not just being gross, dude. Like, it's just, I keep it right in the sun.
I'm not an animal. Yeah. I put my brownie pan dumps in the sun.
Hello? I feel like I'm talking to a wall here.
Jesus Christ.
If I was an animal, I'd push it under the goddamn sofa. Out of sight, out of mind. Holy fuck. Could you imagine meeting a woman and really hit it off? And you're at her place, you're 3 months into a relationship, and you drop your phone and it goes under the couch, and your finger catches the rim of something metal, you pull it out, and it's a goddamn fucking cookie sheet with like 7 dried turds on it. Oh, fuck. That was when I rented fucking Red Dead Redemption. Like, what? Oh, you know how you do. You're going to have to tell me.
Yep.
Well, you know, you can't stop in the middle of something, you know.
You can absolutely pause.
Yeah. You just squat and play. Like, no,
you don't.
Not. I shouldn't be the voice of reason in poop-based troubles of this relationship.
Look at me.
Yeah. I make it to the toilet like a big boy every time. I can't believe I'm bragging about that. I didn't know that was something I could hang a hat on. Like,
I'm wearing Mark Echo sweatpants. I should not be the voice of reason.
But here I am, not shitting in kitchenware.
Oh God. So Marge comes across Earthland Realms and starts playing this online game. It's World of Warcraft. I don't know how much later the South Park World of Warcraft episode would have come out, but they for sure did it better.
Yeah, that's not that this episode's bad, but that South Park one is
fucking primo South Park.
When he just screams bathroom,
Mom,
bathroom, and she runs down. She might use something like a brownie pan, and he just sprays diarrhea into it. And when she goes, good job. Yeah,
what a big boy.
Yeah, make a good boy. Yeah, like she's been doing it for 2 or 3 days right now. God, that's so gross. And the kids get all fat and covered in zits without leaving the basement.
That was also cool because they got to film so much of it in the game, like filming machinima style.
Yeah.
But I do like what they do here, which is just animate stuff in the game. Like, I like this. They don't make it look different.
Yeah.
Like, it kind of takes on sort of a Treehouse of Horror vibe.
Yeah.
Where it's like you're seeing, Mo is a troll, because of course he is. And, I like that the rest of the town is all playing.
Krabappel's in there.
Yeah, Krabappel.
We get a sad goose lizard goose skinners
Yeah.
trying to win her because she's there to meet single men, which is
Yeah.
of course.
So good.
Yeah.
Good for her.
Yeah.
I like that Apu is the shopkeeper, even in the video game. So they're all playing, everyone in town is playing this game. And then the Shadow Knight shows up, this terrifying giant clad in black knight, and kills Skinner's character. It turns out it's Bart, because of course it is. And Marge keeps showing up in the game and embarrassing Bart.
Because she overhears him in his room.
Yeah.
Yep.
And now, she just keeps popping up in his game and embarrassing poor Bart because he's this big badass knight, but his mom keeps showing up.
There's something where he goes back to like his lair and all like his skulls and trophies are gone, and Marge is like, I just thought that was a little too much, a little too grody. So I got the Hello Kitty expansion pack.
Yeah.
Everything's Hello Kitty heads.
Which is rad.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the B story, Homer decides he's going to ref Lisa's hockey game. Lisa
Soccer?
Yes, soccer. Sorry. Grass hockey. Like, I did not like this B story at all. Like, Lisa is into soccer now, I guess.
Yeah.
Homer is, and this doesn't resolve well. I think this is a bad B story. But Homer is reffing Lisa's soccer game. The Lovejoys are there and are horrible sports parents.
Yeah.
Just fucking hollering out of the stands and shit.
To their credit, he is also doing a shitty job.
Yes.
So I don't think
But they are also bad sports parents.
I don't think there's any victors so far in this.
There's no heroes. Homer throws him out of the game, and now Lisa realizes, since Dad is the ref, I can kind of get away with some shit.
Yeah.
So she starts flopping, which is huge in soccer, of course. I don't know who this is, but Ronaldo shows up.
This is a good voice, too.
Ronaldo, apparently a big hockey or fucking soccer star. I don't know why I can't say the word soccer.
And at that time, arguably top 2 soccer players on planet Earth. I
figured this is like that one Writers episode where I'm like, I don't know any of these people, but I bet someone does.
Yeah.
He shows up and exposes her for being a flopper. And then Bart has to throw Lisa out of the game for unsportsmanlike conduct, and she's mad at Homer. And then Marge gets mad at Bart because Bart accidentally kills Marge in the game.
And when he's destroying the Hello Kitty room.
Yeah, when he's flipping out in the Hello Kitty room, breaking everything, he accidentally maces Marge and kills her character. So now she's upset with him, and we get Bart and Homer at Moe's, which is fun. Bart's just drinking soda.
There's a good joke too, but like I don't think you're gonna make 40. It's like you better enjoy it while it lasts. So they have a good laugh at Homer's oncoming demise.
Yeah, because he's probably not gonna make 40. That's a fun thing to crack jokes about.
They're like, you want to watch me drink beers? You know I do.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
And then they get like some really good advice from Moe, and they crack the lame TV joke about, well, who are you and what have you done with the real Moe? And they all laugh. And then it pans back to the room behind the bar where Moe is tied up with a ball gag.
Yeah, the gross, I don't know what you would call that room. Boiler room, probably?
Some back room, some storage room or something. Moe's tied up back there. I thought that was a fun thing because it's like we're starting to get little like surreal things in The Simpsons, which I bet is Family Guy influence, where it's like
I could see that.
Like Moe didn't actually get tied up back there. There wasn't actually a dragon in the backyard 2 episodes ago. You know what I mean? But we're starting to get little shit like that. Yeah. And I'm kind of into it because it's a cartoon.
Mm-hmm. Why not?
But I bet a lot of Simpsons purists not big fans.
Yeah, I would almost 100% agree with that.
Homer buys Lisa a documentary about soccer riots, and I'm not sure if that's meant to like push her away from soccer, or maybe the lesson he's trying to convey is don't take soccer too seriously.
Or don't cheat, but that doesn't really even come up. It's like,
again,
flopping doesn't seem to come up.
It's not a good B story and doesn't wrap up satisfactorily.
And it's one of the few times where I think Homer is 100% right and Lisa's 100% wrong.
Yeah, Lisa's kind of a shit ass.
She's been a shitty, whiny little kid athlete.
Yeah,
that's just sports are supposed to do to little kids: is teach you how to lose. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and she ain't learning.
Lisa, like, they have a weird moment of like, I see that it's just a game, and hug, and that's done. Put a bow on that, I guess. Bart, in the meantime, resurrects Marge's character, which takes like a third or 2/3 of his life bar away, which leaves him weakened for the townsfolks, who then rush in and kill Bart's Shadow Knight character.
Violent way.
Yeah, and this is the shit where it's like anyone who knows the smallest thing about World of Warcraft knows that that's not how that works, you know, which comes back to this was written by people who don't play video games, probably old people who think video games are violent nonsense.
Yeah. Because like they chop his arms off and beat him to death with his own arms.
Yeah, and then eviscerate him and do maypole with his intestines. It's this isn't a thing.
Yeah.
But I think that's part of why I like that South Park World of Warcraft episode so much, is the accuracy of it all. Like, they clearly did their research. I thought this episode was fine, but did not blow my socks off at all.
I like the end where they're playing, the whole family's playing soccer, and Ronaldo's there. Like why would he still be there? But then Marge is busy building her character back up.
Yeah.
Like, doing some farming. We gotta get them jewels.
Yep, grinding.
Yeah.
Gotta grind. It's all about the grind.
Yeah. But yeah. I don't know. I enjoyed it. I found it weird. It's weird that for Homer to be right and Lisa, and I think they kind of wrote it to be like Homer's supposed to be, but maybe I'm just wired that way. No, when it comes to sports, there's rules.
Yeah.
If your kid's one of those shithead kids that can't handle being told no, fuck them. Sports is supposed to treat you. A grown man you're not related to should be hollering at you. Because that's where your life's going to be like. Just some grown man hollering at you.
Who you're not related to.
Yeah, it's like, you got to show up to work, Dennis. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, between that fucking B story and the old men wrote this video game episode is it's not my favorite.
I had no time for those kids as a kid, boy. Like I was discussing, like when we were little kid baseball and the dads are pitching and they let some of the fucking bell end kids fucking get 4 or 5 or 6 strikes. No,
there's rules.
There's not rules. There's chaos.
Boy, I bet you love this next episode then.
Yeah, right? Yep. Next episode is episode 18, The Boys of Bummer, which, well, at least we're getting back to some kind of wordplay compared to Marge Gamer.
Right, yeah. Don Henley, baby.
Yeah. Man, yeah. I think Boys of Summer is better than anything that the Eagles ever put out. And I like Dirty Money. I would say Dirty Money and Boys of Summer are better than...
Dirty Laundry?
Dirty Laundry, pardon me. Dirty Laundry. And Boys of Summer are better than anything that I think... And I don't have a dislike for the Eagles. They just don't do a whole lot for me.
Yeah, I don't know that I can follow you on that one. Part of it is because I don't think Boys of Summer is better than the Atari's cover of Boys of Summer. So, like, Don Henley is already not the best one to do that song.
I enjoy them both.
I like the Atari's one a lot.
I enjoy them both.
Dirty Laundry I also don't like, so...
Oh, really? See, I enjoy that song, yeah.
And, like, I'm not some super Eagles fan either, but... I like Life in the Fast Lane.
Yeah. Or what was one of my favorite Eagles songs was featured on the Simpsons episode. Is it New Guy? I think if that's what it's
called. New Kid in Town.
Yeah, New Kid in Town. That's an enjoyable song.
Yeah, that's
I don't know.
Fine.
You get a little more dancey with the 80s Don Henley. You get a little more bass.
Yeah.
Kind of like that. Like,
I don't know. Don Henley's solo stuff always just struck me as diet Phil Collins. Like
I like Phil Collins.
Oh yeah, I think it's like why do I need to listen to Don when Phil exists?
Yeah, but I could say that about the Eagles with a million other bands too.
Sure, yeah. Which is why I'm not sitting here in an Eagles t-shirt and Eagles hat
and an Eagles romper screaming at me once the mics are off. How dare you?
Check you into the Hotel California.
Glenn Fry responded to one of my emails in 2011. What have you done with your life? So, we can't let this become a Don Henley podcast.
Oh, Christ, no. Please don't.
The Boys of Bummer episode begins with Bart's Little League team winning a close game, and now they're the prize of Springfield. They're celebrated for their win, and they have a celebration in town with Mayor Quimby, and everyone loves them because Springfield needs a winner.
They're the kings of the town.
Yeah. During this time, during a trip to a furniture store, Homer goes into, it's called Costington's department store, where he falls asleep on a mattress because Marge is shopping for clothes.
Yeah.
And where's the chair for the men, which I think is a department.
The husband chair.
Yeah, which is a thing, which I enjoy. And he can't find it. And finally he's like, well, fuck, I guess I got to go over here. And he finds the beds. He just goes to sleep on a bed, which is awesome.
Takes his pants off and gets under the covers.
Yeah. The taking off of the pants is good.
I like that he finds two husband chairs. One Dr. Hibbert's already sitting in, and the other is empty, but then Wiggum comes flying in and takes it, pulls his revolver and cocks it, and goes, listen, Simpson, my wife is looking for a bathing suit that doesn't make her look horsey, so I'm going to be here a while.
Yeah. It just keeps the gun on him. I like that.
Never fucking removes the gun. But my wife's looking for a swimsuit that doesn't make her look horsey.
Horsey's a good adjective
to
describe
funny.
Your spouse's appearance.
Yeah. God damn it.
I like the taking off of the pants, because that is a real nap commitment. You're making a decision.
Yep.
I'm going to take a real... It ain't an accident. You took your pants off. You meant to get some sleep in the middle of the day.
Yeah. For me, the commitment of I'm going to lie down and take a nap, it's pants and contact lenses.
Oh, I never thought of that.
If you take your contacts out, you're fucking going to sleep.
Have you always been pretty good about taking your contacts out every night?
Oh, yeah. Always.
Have we talked about when I wore contacts?
No. Oh God! I bet you were I bet you were an optometrist nightmare.
I think it was the summer between my junior and senior year. It was Labor Day weekend. We're driving around the hills drinking as teenagers do in rural America.
Yep.
And finally I was like blinking. I was like, God damn, I got some fucking like, and someone's like, well, how often? It's like, I don't know. I got to blink for like half an hour every morning before I could see good. I was like, how often do you take your contacts? I'm like, I don't fucking take them out anymore. Like, what do you mean you take them out? I was like, I don't know, fucking like, I lose them and I lose them, I replace them. But I've had these like all summer, and like,
Jesus Christ, Nathan.
And that was the response I got. And these are people that are not taking care of themselves for the fact that they're saying, they're like, dude,
Jesus,
please take them out. I'm like, how many I was like, I got fucking boxes of them. They just build up. I don't want to fucking put my fingers in my eyes like some kind of weirdo. And like, you gotta take them out now. Fuck. And I remember I'm trying to think where I was at in the car. I wasn't driving, obviously, during this, but like, I was like, okay, I'm going to peel them out. I was looking in the review. I remember I grabbed the lip of one, and there was resistance. And I am not lying. They probably couldn't hear, but I could hear it as it peeled off my eye.
Fucking real.
And I remember flicking them out the windows. Oh, fuck. I was just blinking so hard. Like, oh, my
Tears
God.
running, probably.
Jesus, my eyes. And now I'm blind as a bat.
Yeah, dumb shit.
And then
You're
fucking...
not supposed to do
I was like, Jesus, those have been. I remember feeling that resistance was so wild. Like, it's probably like the first 2 years I was good. I take them out every night, and then just guy ain't got time.
Yes, you do. Yes, you
fucking
for
with
sure
the squirting, the shit, and the little
every
dishes.
day, twice a day, baby. Yeah,
that's insane. It ain't.
Fuck.
Nothing's worth that. And then probably like 2 years down the road, your boy gets an eye ulcer, which you don't want ulcers anywhere on your body.
But an eye,
your eye
like
ulcer.
a bad spot.
The funny thing is, I was at a point in my life where I was probably taking care of my eyes about as good as I ever had. Just like, because that can happen. You can just get unlucky and have your eyes get infected. Because I was like, remember, I was going months between. That's so.
God.
I have talked to eye doctors about that, and they are like, the fact that you didn't have something really bad happen is astounding.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember like when I worked for the city, I would wake up in the morning, just blink the whole drive to work, and finally the film would break down. We're ready to race.
Like, how come at some point you didn't think, oh, this sucks and these are uncomfortable, I should take them out?
Like, did it just became an everyday thing, and like they weren't that uncomfortable. But once I'd get past the morning blinks,
that's where I have to stop you. Oh, it was never that bad. Oh, I had to blink continuously for 30 minutes every day. Yeah. That's that bad, Nathan.
Yeah.
Like, at no point you... the amount of times you should have stopped and been like, oh, I probably should take these out.
For me, that discomfort was better than the being blind before I went to bed. And also, I never owned glasses. And then the glasses I did own were old. And even if I have good glasses, I don't know if it's just because my eyes are so bad or if it's something else. But like, if I switch from glasses to contacts, I'm nauseous pretty much the whole time. It's something to do with the depth perception change.
Sure.
Like, I'm like sick to my stomach unless I'm completely stationary. And
like if I wear contacts 95% of the time, but if I go a day wearing just my glasses instead, by the end of the day, I'll have a little headache. So,
Yeah.
there is a difference.
Okay, yeah. And that alone, nope. Like for me, like going to bed and like not being able to see like my alarm clock and having to hold it to my face and like click the buttons an inch from my face. Nope, I'll just keep my contacts in 24/7.
But do that before you take your contacts out and then take them out and go to bed.
But I might drop something. I might knock something over.
What are you going to drop between your dresser and your bed? What are you going to drop?
Just a little sip of water.
Then get a sip and set it down and then take your contacts out.
I might wake up and need a sip in the middle of the night. There are things that happen. I'm moving and shaking, baby.
You know what? You don't want to be helped. There.
No.
Like, that's it.
I have made that
Like,
decision.
that's fine.
It was worth it. It was worth it.
No, it wasn't. No,
I
it
regret none
fucking
of
wasn't.
it. I regret none of it. My eyes are been.
You are.
Iron sharpens iron.
No,
My
it
eyes
doesn't.
have been pumped full of carcinogens.
You are a.
Think of how much secondhand smoke was built up behind those goddamn. That's all that was Marlboro Light flavor. Was tar. That was the peeling. Was the. Oh, thinking back, I remember who was in the car with me. I know that their reaction was similar to Stifler and Old School when Will Ferrell shoots himself. Like, whoa, yeah, that was awesome. You got to do the other eye. I go, fuck. Zip. It was like peeling apart a fruit roll up. And I just flick like, oh, well, now I'm blind. Good work, guys.
Oh yeah, fuck them. Your friends that helped you not go blind.
I
Fuck
wonder how
those
long I
guys.
would have went. Because for the longest time, it was just like nature would take its course. I'd just blink a contact out. How that'll happen. It'll get a little. I'd wake up and be halfway. Fuck, fling. Who knows how old that bad boy is? It lived a good life and go pop a fresh one in.
Unfucking believable. You are a stupid animal.
I think you would say I'm a classic. You know, they didn't have time for contacts in the days of barbarian fights. So I think I'm a throwback is what I would say.
Oh God.
Yeah, looking back when I finally got that, I was like, God damn it, my eyes hurt worse than usual. And I went in and like, yeah, man, you got like an ulcer. It's like, huh? Who'd have thunk?
I'll be jiggered.
I think that might have been when I broke to my eye doctor how I had been treating my eyes. I wonder if someone didn't tell me about like, there's other things besides ulcers you can get if you don't take care of your eyes, and maybe someone kind of scared me straight briefly because that's when I was actually I'm sure fuck, if I was drunk they never came out, but like I wasn't going months. And to the listeners listening that maybe aren't familiar with contacts, these were contacts that were supposed to have a 2-week shelf life,
Yeah.
and they got a 3.5 month
Of
what a life.
continuous wear.
What a life they got to live. Oh my God. They are that's some bucket list contact material. I want to be trapped in a boy's head for 4 months.
Oh my God, what a fucking nightmare. You have shared some truly horrible things on this show.
Yeah, you are visibly shaken by
That
this.
might be the worst. I'm mad.
Yep.
Like I'm
The
genuinely
funny thing
angry.
is someone that doesn't have contacts would be like, that's
What was the big deal? But like I'm going to say 6 tops
Yeah.
times I have accidentally slept in my contacts
how was that possible?
because I'm a responsible adult.
Haven't you passed out more than 6 times in your life?
I always manage to take my eyes out first, I
God.
guess. I'm not kidding. It might not be less than 6. It's for sure less than 10 that I have accidentally gone overnight with them in. Like, I'll fall asleep in the recliner for an hour and wake up and my eyes are just like, oh fuck, why did I do that?
You gotta train them.
No, no, that is the wrong attitude.
You could
to
have Popeye eyes, right? No, you got olive
fucking
oil
rub some
eyes.
dirt in it. It'll make you better.
Yeah.
Is some fucking dad logic
Yep.
that isn't real.
Yep.
fuck you.
My
I am
eyes-
genuinely upset.
My eyes would like try to cuck me if I was an hour now. You goddamn bitch. Your eyes are, all of our eyes hurt. Your eyes are supposed to hurt.
God.
Your
damn.
eyes should always be a little stingy.
No, they shouldn't.
I bet between the ages of 17 and 22, I bet at least 75 times in my life I fell asleep without any choice in it. That's how drunk I was. I like wake up driving a tractor. Oh, this is a parade. I forgot it was homecoming weekend. Oh, those kids are okay. Oh shit! I guess I signed up for 4-H is what this jacket
Apparently, I
says.
jackknifed this float.
Oh, that is when the contact taking care of my eyes was just I'm face plant in a fucking bonfire party right now. Hoping to pass out face down was priority one. I remember making that decision a lot. Hey, brother, make sure you lay on your tongue. Because I usually don't want to, especially
Don't
back
Jimmy
then.
it. Don't Jimi Hendrix
I
it.
sleep on my back. Don't Bon Scott it.
Yeah.
So just, okay, make sure you fall forward.
What I was getting at was when the handful of times have slept overnight in them by accident, I cannot get them out fast enough in the morning.
It sucks right
because
away.
It is so, yeah, idiot, and it's not supposed to.
Well, you just break through, man. It's like working out.
I can't fucking talk to you about this anymore.
You finally
Nope. This is not a no pain, no gain situation.
You get your road legs. You get your road eyes.
You don't. I can't fucking.
You know, fucking, I'll cut my eyes. The veins are popping, baby. My eyes are aesthetically pleasing. They're not round like pussy eyes. They got fucking definition. I could flex my eyes.
Your eyes
like pecs that could pop.
Your eyes aren't supposed to have striations.
There's like valleys in my eyes that cast shadow.
You got
It's
fucking
definition.
Scott Steiner pointy biceps in your eyes.
There's little eyes growing on my eyes.
Unfucking
Maybe I
believable.
shouldn't have got rid of those ulcers. Maybe that was my.
Oh, Christ. You know what? I don't know that I've ever been genuinely angry at you until now. Like,
I can't believe it's never came up.
well, like, what the fuck are you doing?
Like thinking back, I remember, and this is a memory that's 20 years old now. The pulling it, because you change context so often, it just becomes a. But when I grabbed it and like, there was resistance. There was a moment of dread, like, oh.
Oh, what did I do?
What's going to come off with this? Just zip. Like, oh, boy, I was blinking. Like, well, we do one, we got to do both. Because by now it's a show.
How have you not met your George who has Lenny'd you down by the lake yet? How have you lived?
Because I am making myself evolve. It's like the orcs. I'm orking it so hard. I'm down in the sludge building.
Oh God.
I'm all about getting vaccinated. I probably didn't need it. I'm sure my eyes are pumping my body full of anti-venom because it's like I'm snake biting my eyes every morning. Oh God, gotta get rid of these rattler eyes. Oh. What are you doing, friend? I'm just blinking out the rattlers.
Well, I don't know what that means. And they just walk away.
Yeah, you should walk away because I shouldn't be driving, but I got it. I'm late for work.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, man. And how I got out of wearing contacts was I had a job fixing power tools, and I should have wore safety glasses, but fuck that noise. I ain't gonna.
Oh yeah, why fucking bother? You've ruined them already.
Like a dork. I want to be cool.
You've built up a fucking green Mario turtle shell over your eyes at this point anyway. Fuck it.
Heating up some solder, and I'm just pulling it. Something I didn't want to give. Something that's been heated in place many a decade ago. I'm just binding on it and pulling on it, like fucking getting way too close to it. And I pull, and I get hot solder solder right in my fucking eye. And I rushed to the, you never get to use it too often in real life, like the eye care safety emergency.
Yep, the eye wash
giant
station.
Novelty shower head. Like,
the over the head one, not the drinking faucet type?
Not the pour in either. This was an over the head one, and I got under it, and then I found the pull it off the wall one too, and I just held it up to my eye like my eye was in fucking spring break, just fucking pouring that into my eye. And finally, okay, got my heart rate down, wasn't panicking anymore. I could still kind of see. I pull the contact out, and right dead center, it melted in the middle of the contact lens with some liquid metal. I was like, what? Bausch and Lomb? You did it again. And I don't think I've worn contacts since that day. I bought some glasses, and here we are.
You know what could have prevented all that?
Bro.
Say it.
Yeah. Safety glasses.
Safety glasses.
Obviously could have.
God,
you don't need to
it.
though. Like, you know how cool I look, bro.
Unfucking believable.
Chilling.
Oh my God.
I can imagine the haircut. That was one of the few times in my life I had kind of short hair.
Well, I've never known you.
Yeah. Perhaps the best picture of me ever taken was for my Sam's Club membership ID that I have when I worked at that. That was our Christmas gift that year. Like, this kind of looks like a person. Look at me go.
No, I'll be damned.
A normal haircut.
Boy, my eyes are itchy.
Yeah. Those eyes are fucking bowed, man. Those eyes are yoked.
Unfucking believable.
Just bulging out of my head. He's really staring at something. Man, that's just natural.
How neither of your parents smuggled you or smothered you.
They could the pillows and the eyes and push it back. It's like, I could bench these all day, bro. Get some more pillows in here. God damn, he's really fighting this. I'm not even waking up. The eyes just know how to react. They have such an immune system at that point.
Oh my God.
Oh man, those were the days.
Yeah, clearly. Yep.
Zip. Someone starting a weed eater back there. Well, I'm going to give it one more pull if you want to listen to the next time. Oh, man. Yeah. God, man, that's the kind of thing that gets captured on TikTok now and lives forever, and I become internet famous. Kids these
For
days.
a horrible reason. Like,
look at that cool dude.
Nope.
That is not.
No. Not a
Holy
single
shit,
person.
That's the coolest teen ever.
Nope, not a single
Are they
person.
drunk? It looks like it's 11 a.m. by the lay of the sun.
Christ.
God, this uploaded yesterday. That was a Tuesday. They should be in school. Oh, God. I remember doing the math in my head. Like, oh, man, I have not taken my contacts out. And I remember it was never like I made a decision like, Mom, Dad, I'm not taking my contacts out. Mm-hmm. It's just like, fuck it. I think I'm used to this now. But like, you'll remember, take them, change them out at least. And then fucking got busy. Got real busy that summer. I can still see.
No one's that busy.
Seeing good. Seeing better than ever.
We have to move past this because I can't deal with this anymore.
Oh, man, that's what's wild to me is that you've been that diligent about it. Like, that
yeah, man.
Yeah. But like,
take them out every night and change them every 2 weeks since I was fucking 14.
Yeah. That's exactly how old I was when I got mine, too. I got mine because I fucking fell down a ravine while snowmobiling, and my glasses got lost in the whole goddamn thing. That was the best thing that ever happened to me. I got contacts finally. Yeah, I remember. I mean, it was so steep. It was like falling down a Plinko board. Like just tree. Fuck, it sucked, dude. Yeah, like fuck. Hey, I'm okay, but I'm fucked up.
I'm glad it hurt. I'm glad that the universe also hurts you.
Climbing out of there, I was like, fuck. Where's your glasses? I don't fucking know, man. I got some teeth down there too.
I barely know where I am.
Right? Yeah. Like, how about we fucking props to me for not being dead? That was not where I should have fallen. Holy Christ. Yeah, then it's like, fuck yeah. Like, everyone was like, I gotta get glasses, I guess. And like, fuck it, you want contacts? You bet your ass I do. Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh, man, made snowmobiling so much easier. No more glasses with a helmet. Oh, man. New eyes, new Nathan.
I'm shocked you wear a helmet.
Yeah.
I'm shocked you're not just like, whatever. The more head injuries, the tougher it gets.
Yeah. Well, it's too cold without the helmet. The helmet serves a purpose there, you know. Motorcycle, fuck a helmet. You don't need that when you get fucking.
Yeah.
Oh, but thinking back, none of my friends wore a helmet on a motorcycle.
I always wore a helmet on a motorcycle.
You had like a dirt bike?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, man. And you know what? My motorcycle helmet that I wore in my youth, you know what it has? Fucking scuffs and dings and scratches all over it that would have been in me.
Think of how much fun it would have been. Just scabbing up and bloody, coming to school.
Like, don't get it twisted. I had plenty of that too. Like, I bit most of the way through my tongue on my motorcycle.
Oh, yeah,
it's like
I hate tongue stuff.
Like, I love tongue stuff. Oh. Like I got hurt plenty. Like I wasn't some fucking dainty boy. Yeah. Like I was still growing up on a fucking cattle ranch. You still get fucking dings and shit. But the preventable shit is preventable.
Yeah, but where's the line? You could have worn a mouth guard. See? You were also being reckless. You are I'm trying to think of a jackass comparison. You're the more mature jackass person, whereas I am like end stage Bam Margera.
Yeah. Yes.
Or no more so end stage Steve-O before he turned his life around.
Like fuck it. Yeah, whatever. Right. Shit in my mouth. I don't care.
Let's build a cannon. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, why not?
Rocket ship. Why not? Yeah.
You want to set both of my balls on fire?
That got two eyes.
Why not?
Fucking I gotta be greedy.
Yeah.
I can get by fine with one.
It's amazing that you're alive.
Well, these eyes are better than ever. They have plateaued finally because that was a precipitous drop in vision for many years.
I wonder why. You think it's all the years of abuse?
I don't think that the curve dropped that much during those hard living years. I think it was a pretty equal moon, and then it finally plateaued. The end of the bell came.
Yeah, man, but as we talked about with Dennis Hopper, it's those early years that shorten the line.
But I think we were already wrapping. It was improving, but that's just a natural thing. My eye doctor told me that once too. Like usually your eyes start kind of equaling out in your late 20s, early 30s. Mm-hmm. Have you reached that probably now? Like your prescription not getting worse on a regular?
My prescription hasn't changed in probably 5 years, and the last time it changed, it barely did. Yeah. So
that's what I started getting was just little. But I mean, like when I was like 10, it was like every time. Oh boy, that's a lot of that from the eye doctor. Oof. Yeah, could you came in? He's just bumping into a wall like a bad video game. Like, this is not working.
But what I'm saying is, wrestlers don't die in their 50s because they're still doing cocaine. Yeah. It's because they did a mountain of it in their 20s.
And I think eyes are different, though. I think I read a study. Oh man, are we still talking Simpsons?
Yeah, why not? It's been 40 fucking minutes.
Talking about how cool my eyes are.
Went down your fucking horror story.
God, everyone's like, can I get a picture of those eyes? These eyes are swole. Look at those veins.
Literally swollen.
Got like so many pupils. Not just one pupil all busted up. Got all these mini pupils. It's pretty tight. Pupae. Oh, we're living. So Homer's getting browbeaten for sleeping in a bed until he gives the bed a glowing review, and the bed sells. Everyone's excited. And then the jowly guy,
who runs Costington's,
lets him know that he's hired. Because who did he fire earlier? A couple of episodes ago.
Gil in the Kill Gil episode.
So I hope Jowly Guy becomes a somewhat regular.
Is he meant to reference someone?
I think it's just an amalgamation of jowly bosses and
maybe this speaks to me, but like what I think of when I see him doing that thing is the king of the Gungans from Star Wars Episode 1. Like the king of the Jar Jar people, because he does that.
Oh, yeah. Jesus, that's something I hadn't thought of in a while.
Right? What a dumb specific thing to have come to mind.
I have not seen that movie since I saw it in the theaters.
I watched all of those prequels last year. Yeah. Earlier today, yes. Yeah. Every time before we record, I have to watch the
1
prequels.
1 through 9. Just make a day of it. Wake up at 1 a.m.
Yeah, I'm exhausted.
Yeah. So now we cut to Bart, and now it's the big game, and they have like a comfortable 3-run lead. Lazy fly, infield fly, should have called the infield fly rule perhaps, gets hit to Bart at shortstop, and he makes this is a good sight gag, how much he screws up that play.
Yeah.
He misses the pop fly, he kicks it, he boots it, he trips over it.
Yeah. He falls down.
Yep.
Yeah.
So in true Little League fashion, 4 people score on an infield pop fly, and the other team wins. And Bart immediately becomes a pariah in town, and everyone's hard on him. And Lisa takes pity on him because she knows this is worse than the usual. Everyone hates The Simpsons.
Yeah.
She takes him to like a card show or something, and there's a old-timey guy that played for some National League team who he goofed a pop-up and ended up costing his team the World Series.
Is he not a real person?
No, I don't think so. Yep.
I figured that he would be. And I have said here, it says right here in this note, Nathan, is Joe LaBoot a real person?
No, I think LaBoot just because he booted it.
Okay.
That would be my guess. I don't think he is. I think I would know if he was. And I liked how he's giving this, like, I ended up having this. I had this nice farm back in Idaho, live a pretty good life. He's like, oh, did you hear that, Bart? Bart Simpson.
Are you Bart? And then he dunks on him. Yeah.
Kid. That was a good gag, too. This was a good batch for laughs, at least. And so now, and then everyone that's there realizes Bart's there and turns on them. And in the other story, the Lovejoys, who are one of the families that purchased a mattress from Homer, raving about it, drive to Homer's house to return a mattress.
Right.
Makes no sense.
Not a real thing.
And then Homer's like, okay, whatever, I got to go upstairs. They go upstairs with him. They sit on the Simpsons bed, and they are all of a sudden very intrigued. And they're like, hi, how about this? How about we swap beds with you? You can have the new bed. We'll take your old bed. I guess. And Mrs. Lovejoy, we get like an animated gag of her like carrying a mattress out and in by herself. She peels out, realizes she doesn't have Reverend Lovejoy, pulls back, carries him out like a fucking card table, puts him on top of the car with the mattress and drives off.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was a good gag.
I like that they want a refund because they bought a mattress specifically for fucking and it didn't work.
Yeah, like there's no fuck mattress guarantee.
I mean, waterbeds, I think were probably the closest thing we got to a fuck mattress.
I just think waterbeds were for like tricking idiots into thinking you had class. Like, that's what a waterbed was, I'm pretty sure. Like,
I can't for the life of me figure out why I would ever want a waterbed.
No, I can't imagine. They've got to be terrible for sex. There's no spring.
Probably.
There's nothing that's like.
There's no rigidity. You can't.
Yeah.
How are you gonna throw? You can't get any traction.
Yeah, think of like a giant beanbag full of lukewarm water. Like, oh man, that'd be great for moving around in. No,
I need a harder surface if I'm gonna get my cleats in the dirt.
Yeah, right. Yeah, like, and you can't dig in because it's full of water. You can have you can flood an apartment complex. Like,
and then like if you. No matter what kind of rhythm you're putting out there, the water's going to be fighting you.
Yeah, right. The seas are angry. She's gone. Don't even realize it. Just going out with a wet fitted sheet. The captain's hat on. She's just like, this Uber's taking forever. She hears you commenting. Yeah, here we go.
Yeah, you like that?
When the sea, you got to roll with the waves. That's the key.
Start singing a sea shanty.
Yeah. So the Simpsons, hey, we got a new bed, but it turns out that the old mattress was magic, and Homer and Marge try to snuggle, but no snuggling can be had.
Not happening.
So they realize we fucked up, or you fucked up, Homer. We got to get that mattress back. Meanwhile, Bart has snapped.
Yeah.
Yeah, like really snapped. Like was writing. Does it? I hate Bart Simpson on everything, every house. It's like, what's going on?
He's graffitied "I hate Bart Simpson" on everything.
And then Lisa looks out the kitchen window and sees someone writing it on the water tower. It's like, oh my God, look! And Marge is looking, and she acts like she can see, but she has vision problems too. She's got some serious issues. And like hands her glasses. It's just they make me look dowdy.
Yeah,
which is
that
a good
was such
term.
a good. Yeah,
they are ridiculous glasses.
Yeah, they're very silly.
And we see Bart Bart is spray painting "I hate Bart Simpson" on the water tower, and everyone gathers around like, "Hey, look at me, guys! It's cool. I hate me too."
Yeah.
Like, this is kind of depressing. He jumps to his death. Yeah. and
I like the way they animate Lost It Bart.
Yeah.
Like he's got one eye a little off center,
twitching a little bit.
twitching, and he's kind of like laughing nervously all the time.
And then he jumps. Little Boot tries to save him, but he fucks up. And Grandpa calls him out on it. He's just cruising by.
Cruises by. You suck, LeBoot. Yeah, that was fun.
So Bart, of course, survives. The show is not over. And then when he's in the hospital, they kind of make a decision that, hey, we need you, or like we need the community to band together. We're going to replay this game.
Yeah, they're gonna have a do-over because Marge chews out the town like, you guys pushed my son to the point of attempted suicide.
A 10-year-old boy, which she's in her right. But this whole plan, you are right, rubbed me the wrong way.
I'll bet.
This is not how you solve that problem.
I
This
thought
is ridiculous.
this exactly.
And I like that they get everyone to play. They go and talk to that announcer who's supposed to be Vin Scully, I'm sure. And it's like it's like, I wouldn't do that. It was like they break out one of the sausages that he shills. Well, you wouldn't mind eating one of your sausages if you're such a man of integrity. Like, I care what he says that it's made out of. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's something in horse nipples is
horse
the second
nipples
thing.
Is so ridiculous. So he agrees he will call the game too. And the game, they set it up exactly. The other team is confused, but they play along. And then they replay it. He hits the pop fly, and Bart fucks it up again. And we get just a comedy of errors.
Yeah.
Like, at one point, the ball gets shredded. I don't know what it hits.
It hits a bird at some point.
Yeah.
He catches the bird instead of the ball. It goes on like all day. It shows the day progressing, but they keep making up like, nope, that one didn't count because of this, because they're keeping this from Bart.
Yeah.
That they're redoing. Like when they're warming up, Bart's like, I can't believe that in the last inning of the last game they brushed the plate with a non-regulation brush, and now we get to redo the last inning. Yeah. Like, Bart's in the dark.
And then Milhouse almost gives it up and he panics and just runs headlong into a foul pole, knocks himself out. I like how often Milhouse is unconscious in this show. His image of being him splayed out is like common. Like, they have like an animation cell they can reuse for that.
Just sprawled out with his glasses crooked.
And then the other story, they break into the house of the Lovejoys, and they just, instead of stealing the bed, they decide to fucking get after it. And they walk in on them like, and it's uncomfortable because there's naked people in your bed. And Lovejoy, pastor that he is, decides to go the King Solomon route and cut the bed in half. I do like how he cut it diagonal.
Cuts it diagonally.
And Marge's like, it looks like a grilled cheese. And they decide to pull over and give it a try on the roof of the car behind a goddamn fucking billboard.
Which, good for them.
Because this is just like our honeymoon. And there's a homeless guy in a cardboard box. The same homeless guy's here too. It's like, boy, you've gotten fat.
Yeah.
A good comment.
But he also says, like, I knew you kids would make it. Yeah. Like, that's so funny.
Yeah, he's on their side. I like that. Yeah, that he remembers them. Like, hey, good for you guys.
Yeah.
And that's basically it. Bart finally makes the play at like 3 a.m.
Yeah, finally makes the catch.
Which to me seems like a weird end to that. Like, it's like, so no one's going to call out the fact that it's really weird. Bart just buys this, but I guess maybe we're supposed to buy that he's just not well.
Or that he's an idiot.
Yeah, that's true too. But because Bart can be dumb.
Also, his ego can't take it because this ends 60 years in the future with him and Milhouse at the old folks' home. Yeah. And he's like, hey, Milhouse, remember when I caught the ball? And Milhouse snaps finally and is just like, that wasn't real. We redid that for you, you idiot. And Bart's like, oh, God, my whole life is a lie. I've always sucked. And he breaks down, and Milhouse is like, that's not true. You caught the ball. And he's like, yeah, I rule. Fuck you, Milhouse, or whatever he says. He says, like, you suck, Milhouse. Like, Milhouse keeps the lie alive for Bart's sake.
And then cut to Ghost, Marge, and Homer.
Yep, they're also there.
Yeah. So, an okay episode.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I thought the Homer and Marge B story was better than the Bart A story.
Yeah.
I like that they break into the Lovejoys to steal their bed back, but instead are just overcome by how good this bed is.
Yeah.
And just lay pipe in the Lovejoys'
So ridiculous.
house.
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah, and they come in. They're in bed with their lurking stocking caps on.
Yeah,
I like that.
They still have their little cat burglar hats on. Yeah.
Compared to the other ones of this batch, not as good, but fine. Not a Mel Gibson level episode.
Right, no, perfectly fine. A couple of these were perfectly fine, and a couple of these were fucking good.
Well,
so
this is a good batch. This is a damn good batch.
yeah, I think 18 is doing just fine. I think season 18 is a solid one.
I might put it over season 17. I think I'm almost positive I will.
These all run together.
It's all one.
These are all. I have
TV
no idea
show.
what season is which.
Nope.
So we're gonna wrap up 18 next week on America's Barley Basket, Nathan.
We're gonna get there, huh?
Yeah, we're going to do next week will be the final 4 episodes of season 18, which is episodes, let me see here real quickly, 19 to 22, and then episode 1 of season 19. We're going to dip a toe.
Open that door. Crack that door open a little bit.
Just a tip.
Hey, you guys having fun in there?
Yeah.
Can we come next week?
Oh, hey. Yeah.
Oh, there we go. That'll be us.
That'll be good. Join us next week as we dip a toe.
I'll be here. You should be too.
Yeah, why not? Take care of your eyes.
Bye, everybody.